Morning team, morning. Hope you're all doing good. Some really nice trades setting up overnight. Those of you who are in Discord, you've probably made some good money, man. We were well prepared for the moves, weren't we? Both sides of it, ever since sort of the late afternoon session. As I warned you yesterday on stream, some of you looking for the short is very unlikely to happen. They're probably going to do the drive higher. That's what you got. We didn't quite take out the all-time highs, which means we've left that liquidity for today and overnight like we just had. All right, so as always, let's start off on the daily. Key thing here on the daily for me is yesterday's Globex hold of this pivot and the bid out. All right, and we're bullish now in structure. We now have a 2-day range. If we just think about this, or arguably a 3, but basically a 2-day range here with any seller in here potentially caught. All right, if we can do a breakout and hold the breakout. The main move I'll be watching for today is not actually very big. It's 500, all right, just the whole number, and then beyond that up towards 680s, which is the top Bollinger Band for the day. All right, so 680, 700 top Bollinger Band. 500 would be the nice one if we can get up towards there. Downside, if we come down, we've got these levels here to hold. They're easier to see on the hourly. As a reminder, Bollinger Band's going up, 20 days going up, 5 days going up, top Bollinger Band's going up. We're in a bullish trend after a consolidation, potentially with a breakout here. Let's just check and remind ourselves where this measured move would be. Okay, great. Yeah, so 500 ideally, 477 would be your 1618. Well, measured move up towards 30,900. Plenty of room if it wants to do a measured move. That would be a very bullish way to end the week. I'm not sure we'll get that, but we will see. You know, Fridays do love to trend. Okay. Moving into the hourlies. This is what we talked about yesterday. All right, in Discord last night, we talked about staying bullish for this move up. But once it completed this 3 drive, what was probable was buyers will get stuck at the high. We don't want to long up here, do we? No. All right, you wait for them to get washed out and rebuild this now. All right, which is what you've done. So trains left the station. The long opportunity was down here. All right, between, I don't know, anywhere from 9 o'clock to midnight. You had 3 hours to get long in this area. This box has not just been drawn on. This was on before. All right, there's your potential hold of it that we've come down in. All right, and then there's your higher low, and we're grinding up. So the problem for us right now this morning is the train's left the station. All right, we've built out lots of liquidity here overnight. We're very, very tight in this overnight. Clear target here to come and take out. So the options are, all right, they get bullish, they hold the pullback, and we continue grinding up to 500. It's possible. That would be option number 1. Option number 2 would be a breakout and an instant failure back into range. All right, and we might chop here for a bit. Outside of this range, there's potentially a short back down to this low. All right, back down to overnight low. And if we stay heavy under that, previous day value area low. If we reclaim this, back upside we go. You can get the point here, right? We're building out liquidity in here. We want to be careful of the dance in here. Real weakness or real rotation will only occur under this. All right, it will not occur before we get there. Right now we look pretty strong above this, so there's no reason for the market really to come down into here unless they want to cool off for the weekend or we get some news. So just be aware of that. I don't think we need to come down into here. Even if we come right down into there, we can catch a bid and go back up, or fail break and go back up. So be aware of that. I just want to make sure. Sorry, folks, give me a second. Just want to make sure this is accurate. 4 o'clock. Yeah, still the same. Just wanted to double check that grey box. So it's this grey box here that remains important. All right, rotation's in here right now. Lose that, we can come deeper, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, so those are the sets. If we have a look at what happened overnight and the gamma, right, your high volume node for Gamma is in this grey box, which is also the Globex low, which is also the Asia low. All right, so that's the big level we're watching. If they keep holding this, we ping pong in here with bullish control. They lose this, there's an argument for this rotation back down to here. I don't think we're going to see that, but you just never know. You absolutely never know. And if we can get going, you can see 500 is my level, 470 is what they've priced in terms of call walls. Above 470, they've priced in 675. That will be the top of the Bollinger on the daily. Okay, so these are giving us good levels, right? 500 psych, pretty close to 470. 675, right at the top Bollinger. That's our max move for the day unless something drastically changes. All right, downside, again, we'd have to get under this grey box for the rotation. Your targets would be 30,120. And then down into some of these. I can't see us doing that right now, but things change. Things might change at the open. Right now, that just doesn't look plausible. Doesn't look like the market wants to do that, at least without taking out the highs first. But we will see. We will see. We will see. Okay, let's check the ES. Same story here. I just want to see where we are versus highs. Yeah, it looks good. Very simple, isn't it? There's your RBS zone. We're protecting it. Okay, super simple. Same kind of move. You never want to get long in this when you see this grind 3 pattern. Wait for the washout. There's your higher low, right? It's now trying to complete this move. Now, it's possible the same as NQ. If it hasn't built enough shorts in, it's possible it comes down before coming back up again. Weakness won't happen until you get under these VWAPs, and then you can get a return into here. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I'd be watching this morning sort of the 570, 565 level. That's your over-under for sentiment. And then your base out above, you can just call it 600s really. The drive to 600, 615s and then above. Spiders, same story. Exactly the same story. All right, you want to see if dips hold 755, 754, your old RBS levels. All right, do they come back down in here before driving higher? If the answer is yes, and they hold, you're looking for the same pattern we did overnight. You might be why we don't have that pattern because we don't have Globex, right? Otherwise, it's trying to break out. Otherwise, it's a breakout and hold, probably over 56s for that move. Weakness will come under here, all right? Under 54 to 53, certainly under 53s will be problematic for this market. So you can draw that in if you need. Q, same story, right? You can see we're basing out at the highs. There's your all-time high. We're very, very close to taking it. Right, again, dips back in. If they need to wash this out because they haven't done it on the ETFs, they have done it, like we talked about on the futures. They haven't done it on the ETFs. If they need to wash it out, we'd be watching this return back into 734s and a hold. If they lose 734s, we can watch for this move down to 731s. All right, so this would be a bearish move underneath, which I still expect to be bid. All right, so that's still your counter trend. Any part of this is your counter trend leg, which I still expect it to be bid, right? We lose this, it's a different story, but we're not there. All right, so just be aware that there is divergence in terms of setups between the ETFs and the futures right now because of what happened overnight, all right? Dixie's still trying to hold on, but looks a little bit weak in this range. If we just zoom out, all right, in this range, we lose this and the Dixie market will get going. All right, so you can set price alerts here if you want. VIX still coming down and in. Like we talked about, this is what we expect in terms of seasonality from now until September, is just like a slow walk down, all right, with seasonality. This is very, very normal. Volatility starts to go away. You can see the call wall today at 17s. All right, let's just quickly look at SOXL first. We'll get you set up on this, and then we'll do the MAG. SPX, right, I'll do it at the end when we finish, no worries. All right, here's your levels. There's your W shape, and there's the hold over it. I'd be watching 222s, basically. Can we hold 222s, SOXL, to get you to 240s and 250s, 255s? You lose 222s, you do have exposure below 17 and 10s. That is still chop zone. Weakness will not come until we get under 204. You can see it here. I've still got a price alert there. All right, so that's what you're looking for this morning. MAG. Apple. Slight gap down, inner range. Want to be careful here. but we are holding a range. All right, I wouldn't be a new money position in this. I'm happy to hold my position, hoping that it breaks out on a Friday. I wouldn't put new risk on here right now. Amazon, I want to be careful here. Same story. All right, there's your RBS zone. Resistance became support. They swept inside, held the main range, went to new highs of this range, that is, came back down, building liquidity in here. Again, I don't think I'd be in new money position. I'd just hold my currents. Goog, that's a lot weaker. All right, failing to break out. That's a big gap down. That's a big gap down. All right, so you want to watch Goog here, coming to the bottom side of the range. If it loses 80s, it will probably try and sweep these and get weak. So that is a weaker one this morning. Meta, trying to hold its range after the big drive. All right, remember this was the news drive. Now we wait. All right, builds the liquidity, rejected 40s. 40s and 50s is the level. All right, maybe it does a little sweep and a turn inside. If it doesn't and it stays heavy, right the way back down, reprice this thin structure. At the moment, it looks okay. Microsoft, great move. Fantastic. All right, Softy getting going, software getting going. Remember, I'm looking for redips into this now, folks. We talked about it in Discord last night. I'm still long. All right, we are long from right the way down here. All right, we're up about $100 a share, or maybe just under. Maybe nowhere near, maybe $80 a share or whatever it is. But we'll wait to see now if we can hold a base above this. I'm looking to add long and start increasing my sizing if they're willing to hold it. Nvidia starting to turn. All right, this was very controlled selling on Nvidia on the way down. Very controlled. If they're able to hold, I'd say 212s and certainly get above 215s, there's a good argument to come back up and take out all these short stops if we're going to rotate, you know, out of MU, INTC, etc., back into the leader. You might see that. Tesla still looks great, doesn't it? Above 420s, like we always say, above 420s is the move. We're now building up liquidity here. You can see it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Any dips that start to hold, this thing's got the juice to start to get going. One of you asked for SPX. Let's do SPX. It's going to be the same story. All right, looks good on the 30. Your big level is the 50s. If we zoom in, it's exactly the same play as we've talked about on the spiders versus yesterday's levels. All right, are they willing to hold bids? All right, down into here would be the question I have right now. Can they hold any bid? Ideally, they hold above this, 55s. But if they get weak 40s, under 40s, rotation back into range is not what you want to see. So you're bullish above the 40s, and any dip that holds above that, you can see they're looking for 600. That's what they priced in today. They priced in a move to 600. So I want to have a quick look at some of these swings. I'm waiting to see if we can base and hold above 70s. I think a giant squeeze is on here. I want to be careful because we had a big move yesterday. Don't want to give this whole thing back. So I really want to see this start to hold 68s, get back above 70s and IONQ and start squeezing. That's what we will get for a big time short squeeze. Remember, there's still 20% shorts in this. So I'm looking to run these lot out and then get that move to 100, and I'll probably lock in some profit if we can get up there. I'm trying to hold my position. Remember, we're long from down here. We look good. All right. Market coming up for those highs before the open. There we go. So it's going to go without me. You just knew it. You just knew it. You have to be in this move from Globex, really. I'm just going to remind myself of the news today. 9:45 PMI Chicago. That's it. That's all we need to worry about. Plus headlines. Plus headline risk. All right, here goes the market. Big bulls stepping in here. There's your sweep of the high. So all you guys who are long in Globex, congratulations. That's your move. So I would lock some in here and now see if you can get up to 500, basically. It's kind of that simple. Here's the open. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. This is what we drew out last night. Perfect move. So lock some in and then wait and see if you can get up to the 500. Hopefully you do. Otherwise, it can be a failed breakout. I have to wait now for it to set something up for me. Let's have a quick look at the mag here. Microsoft, the strong one. Nothing else looks particularly great in mag land. SOXL, just going to zoom this in so we can see it. Fail break to start the day, and we just let this chop around for a bit. I'm going to watch these 230s and 225s. Lots of very, very aggressive buyers up here, folks. Just very, very aggressive since the candle before the open. Just be aware of that. Very, very, very aggressive from 66s upwards. Here comes another attempt of a squeeze. They keep failing up here at the 4s. I think you get a break of 4s, they're going to look for 5s. Whether they can actually get it or not is another thing, but that's what they're looking for. Here it goes. There's the break of 4s. See if we can get in this now. See if this has any juice for us. Very extended here, though. Seller came in at 4, so I'm watching this guy at 4s. I'm in long. Just leaning on him now for this like scalp up towards 500 if we can get it. I know it feels like a chase, but I'm just leaning on the guy that's there. 420s coming up. Don't like what I'm seeing on SOXL chopping around. Be aware of that. Here we go. Gamma at 420s, 430s. Moving my stop into the money. Just a scalp to start the day. Here we go. Squeezes on. Here's the 30s as your first kind of gamma level up here. You can see it. And we see if we can hold 4s, we can stay in this for more. Paid myself some into 30s. If we hold 4s here, I'm willing to sit in it. If not, I'll just take it off on the runner. Still holding okay. Adding liquidity down at 70s. Don't want them to come down there. That'll do for me. I'll take that off and I'll watch the New York Open trap back in. Hopefully it comes a bit deeper now. How's my morning been? Well, that was my first trade, my friend. It's only 6:32 for me in the morning, so it's still very early. I was asleep for all of this, but I think most of the guys in Discord caught this. This is what we had them prepared for. I'll find it for you, but we talked about it last night before the close. Everyone was very, very well prepared for it. I'm sure most of them in Discord probably got it. Maybe you guys who are in the Discord who got it can make yourself known in chat now. Be interested to see how many of you took it short back down and then the long back up. For you scalpers, here we go. 430s have knocked me out here, hasn't it? All right, this was what we drew. So I put this in Discord yesterday. It's before midday my time. All right, that was the move. That's what you just seen. Up towards 500 is what we're starting to see happen. Is this on a 5? I'm going to move this through. All right, let's see if they're willing to come a bit deeper for me now after doing this move here. All the buying came in, like I said, at 60s. They're still holding this. SOXL just found a bid at that 30 level. We're not seeing confirmed breakout on SOXL, though, I will say that. But I wouldn't mind it coming deeper now, washing out all these bulls who have chased. I don't think we're going to do it, but I wouldn't mind it because we're not seeing that much strength. Tesla, 0.87% down. Nvidia, 0.5% down. Microsoft, 2.5% up. That's the one we want to add longs into at the moment if it comes back in. Meta, 0.91% down. Google, 2.31% down. Amazon, just under 0.5% down. Apple, 0.60% up. SOXL, 2.78% up, but not really doing much in the open. So I'm going to let this cool down. There you go. Look at all you guys getting long during Globex. Amazing. How do you get access to the Discord? You do the 20-hour course, beginner to advanced course. It's only for people that do the course. No monthly fee. It's a one-time fee to do the course. You get Discord with it. It's just to make sure everyone understands what they're looking at and trades the same way. And then you get the benefit of trading together overnight when I'm asleep, along with lots of other stuff. Hi, Alex. I think Lucid has the best offer right now, but what's your opinion on Funded Next Flex Challenger? If you want to do the Challenger, they are about to change the fees. So if you're going to do it, now's the time to do it. I'll tell you when they're pulling it. They actually messaged me. Hopefully they haven't changed it already. 5th of June. prices are going to go up to 134 bucks. So if you want to do the funded next challenger, now is definitely the time to do it. You will save yourself 50% basically. All right, reclaim a 400 here. We can see it's basing out. This is all depends on the SXL. I'd like to get long again. I didn't really want to just buy that grey box, but this is very, very strong. See if we can come back in again here. We are extended, so I don't want to get trapped. They're looking for the 430 and then 500. If we can pull back in and hold, I have some interest. Microsoft really going. SXL still struggling here. ES starting to try and go with it. QQQ, we've got to watch this 640. 640, 740. We see if we hold 400 here, perks my interest. It's not ideal. It's buying very high to go higher. I certainly don't want to be short though. If we get lucky, we get a big flush to join underneath everything, but I don't think we're going to see that at the moment. Right, here's the move towards fours. Let's watch to see if they absorb this fours. Are you going to absorb fours? There is a buyer on the tape here. I'm just waiting to see if sellers come in. Yep, they are. Didn't fill that guy at 4 though. Looking to get long here, folks, if possible. I just want it a bit deeper. I want like a little flush and a rip back up. There's a player at 4 and a player at 405. Looking to see if we can get involved down there somewhere. If they can trap and hold. Here they come for him. Let's see. That's the 405s. Flushed it and held. I would say buyers are caught high of day right now. So I just want to be very careful buying high to go high. But I'm certainly not going to be short in this. Because there are players looking to get filled at 80s and 60s below still. I'll have to get risk on here by the looks of it. All right, adding into this. Here we go. Here comes the squeeze. All right, good hold of 405s. Didn't quite get to 4s. Let's see if we can break through the 30s and get to 500s now. Stops in the money straight away. Because we're buying high to go high. I want to be very careful with momentum here. Very, very, very careful. We look good. SOXL coming for high of day as well. This is much better in terms of alignment. ES going as well. We look good here. We look good here. Here we go. Come on, just turn the booster and come get up to the 500s, please. Here we go. Come on. Just extend it, please. I really don't want to revisit 4s. You're jostling too much here. All right, I'm going to pay myself a little bit. I'm just scalping at the moment because we're very extended. But I am expecting a squeeze out. Here goes SOXL. Come on, NQ. You've got to go with it. Come on, NQ. Why are you not going with it? Breakout SOXL. SOXL's got a chance now to revisit 240s, and we should break out with that. And if we don't do it, it's going to be a problem. Don't really want this to come back to 400. You can't believe that. Come on, baby. Can you complete the move for me? Or are you just going to be a pain? All right, SOXL stuck at 235. It's looking for a 235 break to get it to 240 for the day. Here we go. Come on. That was a good absorption into 15s. They're making this very tricky. It's because they haven't done a morning flush down here to absorb. So people like me want to be long and are very aware that you've got to be careful. At the moment, we look okay structure-wise. Come on, SOXL. Help a brother out here. Finish the move. Finish it. Finish him. Here we go. Finish him. Here we go. 470s, please. 500s. Come on. Finish him. Finish him. All right, we're getting close. Stops moving up here because I don't want to get washed out on something. Come on, SOXL. Break 235 for me. Go, 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 go. Turn the jets on. I just want one squeeze up and I can be done for today. Come on, baby. Fatality. Yeah, exactly. We really need this to hold 420 now. I do not want it under 420. Let's remove this. What is Alex forgotten to do this? Tell me off when I do this, folks. All right, there we go. We need to hold this, right? We need to hold 420. Don't want it under 420. Under 420, I'll cut it in the money. SOXL struggling at that 35. All right, it's holding previous day high. It is struggling at 35. We need a clean break. The 5 minute looks good on SOXL. Okay, we did a flag, broke higher, got stuck, pulled back, held. We need an extension through 35 to 40s. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We're getting very close to TPs here. So remember, TPs are 470. For me, it's psychological. It's 500. I want 500, really. And above that, this is the top Bollinger Band on the day. You want to lock in, all right? They can still come back and flush this. So you want to make sure you pay yourself on this move. ES going. ES ripping faces looks great, all right? ES is doing the move that we want. Right, it wants 615 on the ES. I will not sit in this under 420. I'm telling you now, I will cut it maybe even a bit higher. I really would like it to hold 430 now, if possible. But 420 is... I'll give it a dip down to 420. Under that, it's a cut, and I can always get back in. Just one boner candle, and I can go back to sleep. That's all I want. And if you think about what we're seeing now, it's the base above, all right? The RBS, isn't it? If we think about this, all right, from, all right, those in Discord, all right, we're completing this move. All right, this is our RBS zone. This is the sweep that we expect. There's the hold. And in here, we've just done that. So if I zoom in, if we think about that gray box, lower time frame, there it is. All right, so we're trying to just complete this move. Once we complete this move, they can come back. They can absolutely come back. So you might want to take some profits up into, here's your 15-minute orb. And so XL is struggling. I will say that it cannot break through the 35s here. It's a little bit weak. In fact, I'm going to lock a little bit more in here because I do not like that. Should have broken out and it hasn't. So I've locked some in here. I would like it to hold 30s, but 20s will be my out. Under 20s, I will cut it. We got close. Here comes the 30s. Here comes the 20s. Nice. Please bid on 20s. Please bid in front of 20s. I will cut. I'm going to move my stop right up to this node. 18 and a tick is my stop. Already took out 5 out of the 7 targets in the newsletter. I know, Emma. It's been magnificent. Nice. This is what I want to see. Nice, nice, nice. Finish the move now. Finish the flipping move. Go. 70s, 500s, and then we can all get off and prepare for Arsenal tomorrow. Here we go. Don't be a dick for a tick. Let's fucking go, baby. Oh my God, we are on fire this week. Let's go. What idiots are out there shorting all-time highs? I don't know. Some idiots somewhere. All right, runners only now. You're looking for 500 whole number. If you get very lucky today and you're willing to sit through it, all right, this is your final target. The reason being that is your top daily Bollinger Band. So that would complete the 20-day. And where's the 20-day right now? He's low. Don't even know where is he? He is down at 261s. Is it 28 261s? Just check. 29 261s. All right, it would complete the expansion from, did I say 29? 29 from here to here. All right, that's the measured move of the bolds. That's the max move is to here. Sorry, not all the way up there. This one here, that's your max move for the day. I doubt you'd get more than that today. 500 is what I'd be watching. So you're done. You're done. You're done-o. You is done, innit? You has paid yourself, innit? Is little runners only now, bruv. Because you has done the easy low-hanging fruit move, bruv. Yeah? It's done, innit? On a Friday. Here come the semiconductors. There's gonna break out wickedy, 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 wicked. Which would be wicked, wouldn't it? If we can get semiconductors, it would give me a semi. And it is gonna go 240, bruv. Which would be sick. Sick. If we can do that, it will help us get through 500, innit? I saw an absolute monstrosity this morning. Some absolute clown with a plastic Swatch AP with fucking diamonds in it. I mean, it's probably not diamonds, is it? If you're wearing a plastic AP, you're probably wearing some shitty Swarovskis. Once again, thank you, Alex. I'm done for the day. I had a good day in the London session too. Learned so much from you, and I'm confident doing my own trading now. However, I hope Arsenal... Oh, wait, I'm not reading that bit. Get out of the chat. You're never allowed back in. How dare you, Jordan? No, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I've helped you. I'm really glad. In it, bruv. It is not Jamaican, bruv. It's Ali G, innit? Stains massive. Stains massive. All right, SOXL's going. We're going to go. We're going. All right, SOXL breaking out. It's going to look for 37.5s and then 40s on the SOXL. ES is going to look for 615s. We are just about through that 740 gamma wall on, or cool wall, sorry, I should say, on the Qs. And then we've got potential above it. So we're looking for 500s now. And then we're looking for right the way up there if they're going to be crazy bullish today. 500s is the main place I'm trying to get to here. And then I'll have basically nothing left. Here we go. Shall I bow now? Shall I bow now? Let's fucking go, man. What a nice clean setup the last 2 days has been. Just so clean and obvious. Don't fight what the chart is telling you. It was very clean and obvious what it wanted to do today. It was just how to get involved. We had to buy high to go higher today. It's just one of those things. Today was a day I was willing to do it because it was very obvious. We're in price discovery, right? I'm not going to short in price discovery. How do I know we're going to test 650? I mean, I don't know we're going to test it, but that is your call wall. So if we're in price discovery, what do we use for levels on price discovery? Fibonacci, measured moves, options targets, and whole numbers, right? So that is a big wall that they are trying to get to on the ES. Look, you'll see it coming up here in a minute. There you go. All right, that's where they're trying to get. So we're in positive. We're trying to get up there. And if we think about something like this from the overnight move, it would probably line up pretty well. There you go, right? So your measured move is into the 11s or 12s, and the gamma, the call wall, is up at 15s, right? So we use things like this. So now we know, okay, well, my target 1, if I was long ES, would have been here. My target 2 is here. My target 3 is here. And that's it. And then I'm done. Right, so you have to remember we are in price discovery. We don't know where price wants to go. We can only use the tools that we use with trading to predict areas that it will probably start to find some levels of resistance in. All right, whole numbers, Cool walls. Again, we can do the same here. Fibs. So if we do the most recent pullback, there's your fib. All right, so we're through the first one. Look, the cool wall lined pretty much up with the 50s. We're through that. This is our next price target. Above that, your 300% measured move of this, all right, will be lined up with that last cool wall, which is also the top Bollinger Band. All right, so that's how we put, and when we talk about Confluence and we put it together, that's how we put it together. Starting to get stuck up here at 5s. What settings do I use for VWAPs? No settings, normal settings. Just your central VWAP. Your normal 24-hour VWAP and your New York VWAP. That's all I use. Nothing else. I don't use bands. It doesn't mean you can't use them. They work great. I just don't use them. Explain the options. The options are just levels of walls of where normally on the ones I'm looking at today are 0 DTE levels where they have a cool wall. So where they are, where this option strike price is, where they've got a big build-up of liquidity on the options chain, all right, where hedging takes place to that price and then new hedging after that price. All right, 500 break coming up here. Still holding small size. We'll see how far we can go. Here we go. I'm just going to close this, folks. I can't really see very well. Do I only use 0 DTE? No, I don't only use them, but for day trading, they're the most important levels, right? Sometimes I move out to like later expiries. Oh my God, we've got a big... Jesus Christ, it's so bright. That's better. All right, 500 tap. So your next TP is here, and then we'll see how far we can go. Psychological level here, folks. Am I thinking about adding? No way, man. No, not right now. Look at the grind. This is a squeeze. Why has this happened? Shorts decided they were going to short here, and then 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 short here. This is a slow grind squeeze. All right, for me to add, I'm going to need something like this. Like I always look for, something to trap sellers. Here we go. It's a 500 break. Fantastic. Lock some more in here, and then running out of any size to try and get all the way up here now. We'll see. If we come back down in and we hold some of these levels here, we can think about it. All right, either this, or maybe they need to come deeper into this. All right, but we've hit low hanging fruit's gone. You should be happy. You're 23 minutes into your Friday. You should have made your money. That is a perfect Friday, because we do not want to sit at this computer all day on a Friday, do we? No, we want the longest weekend possible. It is sunny outside right now. Arsenal are playing tomorrow. My wife has a full day of work today, and I intend to spend the evening with her tonight so I can get my shit out the way today. Do the newsletter for you lot, which goes out for free. If you haven't signed up, links in the chat. We go from there. Oh, W's in chat. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. If anyone says anything about PSG, you are getting permabanned and you'll never get a call out from me again. Nice, guys. Well done. Well done, everyone. What a nice way to end the week. What a lovely way to end the week. Just another 100-point trade. All right, we tried in here. I think I had 2 goes at it, and then it went and I added. And there we go. Job done. Thanks very much. Thanks for playing. Who do I think is winning the World Cup? I don't know. No idea. Usual teams will be there or thereabouts. France will be there about thereabouts. Germany will probably be there or thereabouts. Thank you, darling. Holland, if they turn up, have a good team, but they tend not to turn up. Belgium have a pretty good team. They tend not to turn up. England have a good team. They tend to not gel very well. South American teams, I think, will have a very strong advantage, especially for the games played on the West Coast and Mexico City or Central America where it's hot. All right, you get like some of these, you get England playing in Mexico City, they're going to be fucked. Pardon my French. They're going to be like little piggies on a barbecue. You're going to see very white, pink skin struggling to run around. So that might have something to play. Yes, Spain will be very, very good. Argentina, I don't think will be there this year. I don't think they're going to do the damage. Alex, I already signed up and didn't receive the newsletter. Newsletter goes out on Saturday mornings. Double check that. Double check your spam. What do I think of leaving Cole Palmer out? Well, he hasn't had a great season for Chelsea. That's another good hold of 500 here. They're going to see, as long as we get a breakout here, we should get continuation. I don't want to see this hesitate up here. Otherwise, I'm going to take the rest of my position off. We should, now we've pulled back, breakout. I really don't want to see this break this low now. I'm going to be a bit stingy with it. Yeah, I don't want to see failed follow through up here because we didn't repair this low at 90s. So I'm moving that last stop up. I'm going to move it up to 78.75. All right, moving up to 78.75. I need to see continuation now because we've pulled back and held. Here we go. Good. Go. Go, 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 go. Let's keep going. Go, 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 go. Do not want to come and take my stop out at 78. We need to hold this now and accelerate. Liquidity here is being added at 20s and 50s. We should come and fill these if we're going to show strength today. We should come and fill these guys higher. Yeah, ES pulling back a bit now as well. Into a little imbalance. Again, I'm going to stop out here at sort of 78 and a tick. Well, all you lot looking for PSG to win, you really don't want PSG to win, because I tell you what, you will have a grumpy old man on stream next week if you have that. Imagine I'm like, no, well, that's it. I'm not doing anything. We're not trading. Maybe I'll just give you losers all week. Just call losers for you all week long. Can we please get back above this fucking node here? I'm getting concerned about my stop here. I don't like that we haven't repaired that low, which means they might come back for it. We need to start breaking out here, please. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take this off. Come on, there you go. Lift through this node. Good. Go. More through the 10s, base over 10s. Nope. Right, getting concerned here. Getting somewhat concerned here. We're starting to peak out. We've got to get over 10s and extend it. Remember, we're only managing runners at this point. I just don't want to get stopped out. Here we go. Much better. Accelerate high now. Accelerate high now. Don't get stuck up here. You've done all the work to get back here. I want to see it hold 06s now. In fact, I'm going to be... yeah, I might be tight here and move my stop up. I might try and protect 500s now. Or I'll move it to 98.25. Try and save myself 10 points. Because if we take that, then we're going to break down underneath, I think. Save myself 10 points on the runners. Here we go. You're about to knock me out. You literally just knocked me out. There we go. I'm out. I'm out on my runners. I tried to save myself 10 points. Maybe I'll regret it, but there we go. No one wants a salty Alex. Exactly. Why would you want a salty Alex on stream? A nice, relaxed, happy Alex is great. Oh, you fuck. Here comes the Alex trade. Took me out to the tick. Oh my god, you bastard. To the tick. To the fucking tick. Never learn. I will never learn. Give your stop extra room because it always wants your exact stop, Alex. Your exact stop is what it always wants. be accurate to a level and it will go through my level and then go. You fucking... I don't care. I've made my money. It's not like I stopped out red, is it? I stopped out 100 and something points. It's not the worst stop. It's going to go now. This is the target. You entered in my stop. Nice. All right, guys on the book here. Now I'm flat. Like I said, there's liquidity to fill above 35, 40, 50, 60, 75, all on the book. Here goes ES. Like we said, ES is going for 715. If you're trading ES, that's your target. 715, 615. That's your target on the ES. Oh, God. Why don't I use a swing low as my stop? Well, I do, but on the runner, what I had seen, you won't see it here, but basically the low at 490 is not a good low, which means they can come and dunk under that low. So what I did is once we held that low and we moved up above it, there was a little low volume node, a little piece in here. It looks slightly different here, but I was at 98.25, so 90. Basically, this looks different on my Ninja Trader, but I was trying to hold a little low volume node underneath it before it accelerated. Just trying to hold basically this in here. All right, so I was trying to use this as the support, this here as the support to not come under this. Right, I wanted it to hold this to move higher. It came under and then went. Is what it is. I was trying in my head. I was like, if it takes 98, then it's going to take out 90. Then it's going to come down to 82, and then it's going to come down to 60. And I'd rather stop out 30 points higher if possible. Which was what was going through my head. Did it work? No, clearly not. Trump live, really? Why am I not surprised? The market's at all-time highs. I've stopped a million wars. Give me a peace prize. I haven't taken a wage. I'm the only president not to take a wage. Don't look at my books, though. I don't know. Who fucking cares? Like, if he's talking, he's clearly saying something that's helping us. So I can't see him saying anything right now. Maybe you guys have a link I don't. I told you. Pump, pump, pump. To be fair, he did tell you to buy Dell and Palantir and now. Yeah, can he say buy SoFi? That would be good. I've just started along in SoFi as well. That would be good. How are we doing on IONQ's holding up well, which is good. If we can base out around here for a bit, I feel good about holding full size. And if we get back, if we're just under the 70 at the moment, I think a squeeze can start over 70s if we base and hold about above 70s. I tell you what, I'd like to come back in Oscar Health because I missed that whole move. Tried it back end of last year, wouldn't go, and it went without me. I didn't get filled. I know some of you in Discord got it. It's been a big move. All right, flat top up there at 35. Like I said, you have a low here at 90, which might need repairing. So just be careful. You are extended. And you haven't washed out any stops. So this is what I was concerned about happening, which you might get happen, the move back down here. So here's my old stop. Am I in a position? No, it knocked out my runner. We made over 100 points on it. Remember, I'm telling you, it's got a low to repair at 90s on the M1. Didn't put in a good low. It can come and wick that out before it does anything else. That was my concern. When I say repair, no, this flat bottom, no excess on it. this here. All right, it's very unusual that we will leave this. It will probably come back for it. It doesn't have to do it now, but once we do that, everyone's swing stops will be there, and I was concerned that I'd get a little flush moment. If we see this, I'll think about getting back long. Or if we see something like this, you want to be very careful. Remember, this is a big grind up. They can collapse the whole thing if they're into profit-taking region, which we are into. I'll remind yourself of our targets today. When we come down to the daily, we're getting close. Remember, this is where we're trying to... Top target today is up towards here. When we look at the hourlies, all right, I'll remind you, out of this consolidation, you've just hit your 100% move. Look, we just tagged it, 514s. If we did it from this whole move, it obviously would be a lot bigger, but we can have a look. Pull this down a bit. Then we have room to 600, 700s, which would be the top Bollinger again. All right, and that would also be basically the 300% move that we talked about. So that's the final target. And if we talk about that on Gamma, it's also up there on Gamma. Where's it just gone? There we go. All right, that's the final target up here. But we've done the main moves. We've got it. It's happened. It's happened, folks. Did we repair that then while I was talking? No, still not repaired. I still think they will do that. Is there a video on how I set up Bollinger Band? There's a free one on my YouTube. Trump's not going to accept the deal, really? Well, I mean, I don't know where you're seeing this news. I don't see anything, so I think you guys are just saying stuff right now. He either will or won't accept it. Nothing's changed. It's been 3 months of this shit. We won the war. I don't even call it a war. I don't call it a war. They have no navy, no ships. They're all at the bottom of the ocean. No air force, no weapons left. They have nothing. It's not a war. I call it a little trip, a little excursion. We're going to do a deal. They're desperate to do a deal. We're going to do a deal. Maybe if they don't do a deal, we'll bomb them. Who fucking cares? At this point, you can't, like, it's going to be the same rhetoric. We've had the same thing. We're doing a deal. We're not doing a deal. Deal's on the table. Deal's not done. I'm sending them to do a deal. Deal isn't done. We're at war. We're not at war. We're going to bomb them. We're not going to bomb. Fuck knows, guys. All we can do is trade what's in front of us, okay? That's all we can do. That's all we can do. And I reckon when they do the deal, everyone's going to be looking for the upside move. I reckon we're going to see the opposite. I reckon it might be a sell the news event. How many times can we price in a deal that when it actually comes out, it's going to be like earnings. NVIDIA earnings are going to be so good. NVIDIA earnings are going to be amazing. Here, we're going to repair this low now. Low now repaired. This is what I was concerned about. Here we go. I don't mind that stop now. For me, that stop was really good now. So we've repaired that low, and they might start trying to roll this. So if they reject 500s now, you're going to see some downside pressure into these. This is why I got out. Good stop for me. Good understanding of what was happening. $500's your level now, right? This shelf here, this matters now. Because I'll tell you what happened in here. You had some big buyers come in here, market buyers. And this low needed to be repaired, which we've now done. If they stay heavy here, you're going to see a return back into this. And if they lose VWAP, you're going to see a return back into these. And I'm just saying, like, I would be more confident. The deeper this comes into somewhere in here would be really good. If it can do this and then start to base out, maybe you get more. But remember, we hit the main targets. Cool. We hit the main targets. You're seeing the retracement now of this, which makes total sense to me. We'll see. You're coming back down to that opening range. Let's see. There's a little imbalance here. Let's see if they can come back down, like how far they want to come back down and how much. If they can recover instant and then base it over again, we could think about it. Why did it need to be repaired? It was a flat bottom with a lack of excess, they say. They did not complete the auction properly here. right? Which is why it's now a pivot. Look how we're rejecting this level. It's really important. Think about this. Everyone put their stops there, including me. Once I saw that, I moved my stop up because I was like, I don't want to get caught in a nasty candle off that, which is what we're now seeing on the backside. All right, so you know this stupid man on YouTube does know a few little tricks. Has a few tricks up his sleeve. All right, ES coming back down towards VWAP. Here comes the New York VWAP. Remember, we can come right down into here, into the 20s. The big buying today did start down at 20s. I'm going to make you aware of that. The big buying today started down at 20s. We've hit the main targets. I will remind you, main targets have been hit already. You should have locked in your profit. We'll just wait and see now if they're willing to bid and take this back up and over if we're really going to think about playing again here. I don't mind getting long again if they start to base out or trap some more sellers down into these. We just trapped a bunch of sellers underneath the opening range. I don't want to put a feeler on yet because we're still iffy in these zones, but we'll see. That's a good expansion back over the opening range. We'll see. We just trapped all those sellers under 56s. There's a little node here at 80s that they're going to come and test. Here comes the test of 80s. I'm just going to wait and see if we're ready to sort of pull back in and hold or not. So let's see. Here's the 80s test. If we pull back and hold sort of 60s here, which we just left some imbalances in over that opening range, it would be a good sign. If we can't do that, then I think we're going to come back down to 24s. 25s. Five-minute chart? Well, yeah, maybe. I feel like the 5-minute chart's got room to come back down to 20s right now. Here's the reprice. All right, big buy here. So through the 80s, didn't let me in there. Didn't let me in there as a buyer. That's a quick move back to these 500s. This is your over-under. Right now, if we accelerate through this and over the 10s and then pull back and hold it, there'll be another buying opportunity. It's a shame they've moved this so quick. This would have been really nice if they would have just been a little bit more pleasant after trapping inside the orb. If they would have just done one of these, I'd be long right now, cheap under this and waiting to see if we can get over this. I want to be very careful. Remember, this is the area where the buyers are stuck. We talked about it earlier. This here is important, right? I'll show you. Buyers got caught here. You see this? Right, a couple hundred lots got caught here. I can put this same thing on here. This matters. This is your over/under. We might. This is what I'm saying. We might need to pull all the way back down to these players down here. Just wait. I'm just trying to be very patient here. Do not want to get caught on something that can still set a lower high. This volume's getting built out here. See how thick this is getting up here now. I want to be careful. You want to be careful. Remember, where overall trend is bullish. It can be a pullback leg. I will remind you, for me, God mode is very simple. It's here. It might be that we need to build out on the H1 before we think about that move. The top move we can look for today is 675. So we haven't got that much room. So, you know, maybe they want to retest all the way down to here where we broke out from. It's possible on the H1. They want to be nasty. They come right the way back down. It's not against the rules. It's still bullish in structure, isn't it? Dum, 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 dum. It can still happen. Where weakness will come, we will range in here. If we come back down into this grey box, if we come under this, we'll see that rotation down to this. I don't think we'll see this on a Friday, but you never know. If they go profit-taking Friday because they have some insider knowledge of what's going to happen over the weekend with the war, you will notice over the last however many weeks, all the war news has happened at the weekends when the market is closed. Something to be aware of. 50k Lucid Flex or 50k FZT&x Flex is better. They're both very, very good. The FZT&x one is cheaper right now. They're both same but different. There is one difference. FZT&x you will need to trade every 5 days or 7 days. You just need to put something on. Lucid, I think it's like 30 or something. So if you go on holiday or you don't trade frequently, Lucid's really good. But they're very, very similar. Both have the same max payout, I think. Lucid might have a bit more drawdown in it. Okay, so we rejected here the 500s. We're coming down to test these 20s like we just talked about. This is the level for me. This is where big buyers stepped in. So I want to see if we start to hold 24s here, somewhere around there or not. So value area low for the day. Again, I'm going to remind you, this is where all the big buying stepped in this morning. This is what we just talked about. Are the big buyers going to be here for a second round or not? If they're not going to be here and they're vacating, then we're going to come right back down into this, all right, which is the chop zone. I'd imagine we'd expect some buyers to be hanging around here. SOXL coming back down to previous day high as well. So it will also need to catch a bid here. We're just going to wait now. Remember, low-hanging fruits got hit. We already hit the low-hanging fruits today. We made our money already. We're just going to see now. I'm watching these 25s to see if they rebid these. They're currently bidding under, down towards 400. But we'll watch. Q's into VWAP. Spiders into VWAP. Just below, actually, for now. This is an important level here. If they can't hold the bid here, we probably go back to that New York Open. It's value area low on the session, and it's where they got very aggressive this morning. So I'm looking to see if buyers want to hold this or not. If not, we're going to flush out. There's a lot of liquidity lower at the moment. All the way down to 65s now they're adding. These buyers are adding limits down to 65s. And could easily be covers. So my stop out looked pretty good now, didn't it? You're all laughing at me. Didn't look that bad now. Looked pretty fucking good. The level made sense. All right, starting to see a little response here around these 20s. They're still adding liquidity lower. These buyers are not walking up yet. Nothing to bid on here. Big seller coming in at 420, 100 lot, trying to force it lower. He's trying to get down towards 24-hour VWAP and New York Open. I'm going to wait to see if there is a response around here or not before I do absolutely anything. Here we go, down towards the New York Open. Now under value for the day. Big levels here. Buyers will need this back above value. And they need to get back above that 24 level. 20, just might just call it 25. 25. If buyers can't get back above that, they are going to start to get stuck. They are trying. They're trying to get back above 25 for the lift. You can see it's a big seller came in here. 350 lot seller came in here at 40s, was it? 37s. It's worth watching that. And that's where he got very aggressive sell side at 37s. Can they hold these sort of 20s? No, they are really struggling. Exhaustion here on the tape from the buyers, I would say, is how I would read this. Absolute exhaustion. Back down to the VWAP and the New York Open here. And they're adding liquidity down at 350s now. No reason to be a buyer still. So remember, I stopped out here, somewhere around here. And then that's become the pivot. This grey box has become the pivot where these buyers have caused all these problems. These big buyers here and this flat low caused the problem. There's the shift. There's the trade back in. They can still hold this. Remember, this is your RBS zone. Right? If I was short, I'd be covering into this. For sure, I'd be covering into this. But if they've got bigger plans and they're bigger hands than me, they might want this down here. This would be the gap fill. Can't rule it out. Cannot rule that out right now. Strength will come back in above sort of 20s and 30s. Hey, John, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Alex, why is it so hard for me to stop out when I'm at a red day? I always feel like I need to make it back. Does that feeling ever go away? Or do you have to work on it every day? That feeling will go away when you control it. Everyone's different, but we talked about this extensively yesterday. It means your trading is being controlled by that chimp on your shoulder, Mr. Ego. Mr. Ego is in full control of your trading right now. You have no control of your trading, if that's the case. All right, starting to see the attempt to get through the 37s. All right, this is where the big seller came in. If they can get above this, there's a little bit of a micro squeeze available here. It's big if, but that's the if right now. So I'll watch this if we start to base and hold for the squeeze back up. We've got to watch that opening range, and we've got to watch 83. So see if the pullback holds here for me to like have a stab at it or not, or whether they want to trade lower. Holding the 37s for now. Sellers still here. I'm not ready yet. There's still sellers present. Here comes the lift. All right, I've put one on just in case. Just in case we're ready to go here. Don't come back for that imbalance at 20s, you fuck. You just wiggled him out. Very tight here. I'm not going to let this come under 20s. House money. Thought we had him at 37s. We might still have him. I'm out. That's me out. I can get back in if I need to. I thought we had him there. No. He left, moved higher, and then came back in. And he's going to want the 70s now. That's my first little loss for the day. Get back, I don't know, $100 there or something. Oh, you gotta laugh. They just rinsed Alex out. I thought he left, then he came back in, then they dumped me out. Now we're straight back to my entry. You gotta laugh. You gotta love trading. All right, and there's a flat top break here at 42s. 37s is his pain point. So above 37s, I reckon it'd be in a bit of pain. We can't quite get above it yet, but we were. We dipped back in. We held. I got in, small size. They washed me out. They're going to do it now. You fucking assholes. Right, do I get back in is the question here for the rinse back up to 80s. Here come the buyers stepping on the gas. They're trying to protect 37s now. You couldn't have done that first time for me, could you? Eh? Eh? Buyers? You couldn't have just done it for me first time. Too scared to enter now because of you. Why am I trading NQ or M&Q? I don't know. Why are you wearing Adidas and not Nike? I don't know. Because it's a great product to day trade. Because the volatility in the ATR is big. For day trading, Nasdaq is a great product. For swing trading, Spiders are a better product. Much, much more stable. I'm still not in this second time round. I'm going to let this build out. They are being very finicky. I can show you on the book what I'm watching. This guy here, all right, this 350 lot. I want to see him vacate. All right, I need to see him leave. He's still absorbing up here in every lift. All right, so I tried in this one here, I tried to get long, stopped out, recovered back to my entry. Obviously, I'm not in it now. I'm going to need to wait to see us get above him now. That's what I'm watching. This big boy here. This big boy here. Yes, I said Adidas. Sorry. You Americans say Adidas. Oh my God, we gotta say it like you guys, because you guys are right about everything. You say basil, oregano, eggplant. Get the fuck out. Eggplant. What the hell is an eggplant? Water with a D. Water. Water. See that T in the middle? Water. Water. Aluminum. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right? Oh my God. Trading's easy, right? Oh my God. So good. It's so good. Oh my God. We might do a gap fill here. Oh my God. Like a valley girl getting her gap filled. Okay. Right, this is the chop zone. They need to hold the top of this RBS. If they cannot hold this RBS, gap fill becomes available. So buyers need to step in here, otherwise they're in big trouble. I'm being rude. I should stop. All right. This seller stepped back in. Very, very strong protection there from him. So into this big grey box. This is where we bid out of this morning. And I remind you, it's this whole area is where the bids came in this morning. This whole area here. All right. If we stay heavy under this, all the buyers from the whole session are going to be underwater. They're going to be very, very upset. But we did hit our targets this morning. We have to remember that. Targets were hit. Targets were made. That's why my stop was up here. For that reason, we might well get gap fill. And maybe if we get gap fill, we'll see weakness. I don't want to get short in here. I don't want to do anything in this zone. I'll remind you, zooming out on the H1, where we are. All right, we are back in here. All right, this wick, this overnight session, we're in here. All right, they can still find a bid, but if they don't find a bid and they want to wash, this becomes available underneath previous day, value area high, and this, you can see a rotation. So we want to be careful here. If they can't hold above previous day's value, the type of condition of the day will change. All right, if we can't hold above these, this becomes available. If they can hold above these, we stay in a bullish trend. If we lose these, we go inside yesterday's range. That's a very different type of day. That's the day Alex doesn't really like trading in. Did the big boy seller got paid? I mean, yeah, of course he did. He was sold from 45s to here. You know, if he's been covering, yes. There's the response on previous day high, right on previous day high, that red line. Right on Globex, right on previous day high. We'll watch the New York Open here. Oh my God, I only just see SOXL wrecked, about to close its gap. I would like another trade set up here. I don't really want to bid here. At this point, I'd rather it does something like this. Fills the gap, gives me no reason to come back down into this. Would be better. If they just drive this straight up from here, it's going to be hard to join in because they're going to leave low-hanging fruits below. They are protecting previous day value. Remember, it's previous day value area high, gap fill, previous day point of control. RBS. This is our true RBS right there. Oh, look at that response off it. Fuck, man. I want to be long overall. We're just going to have to wait for this to build out. We're still making lower hoes. We're still making lower lows and lower highs. Oh my God, lower hoe. I love being a hoe. All right, let's see if we can come back in and hold. All right, back to VPOC. Really want to see these filled before I really want to get long. That would give me no reason for it to go lower if we fill these and then respond. Valley Girl Fridays. Yeah. Come on, fill all these out before I think about doing anything. I'm trying not to be short today because the short is the counter trend. If we come under this and we go in a rotation, I'll probably leave it alone. If we can fill these and hold, I'll look to see if there's a way of getting long. We just held that New York Open here. Oh, man. If we don't fill everything underneath, it's going to make it really hard to get long. Really hard to get long if we don't fill this. It would force me to be long late in mid-range, which is not ideal. That hold of New York was really good there. I'm going to have to wait now to see if we can print above all of this liquidity because we haven't drifted low enough for me to get a cheap long. Where was that big seller again? I have to remind myself, pull this box out. 437. All right, 437. Here come the buyers. Fuck. You assholes. You assholes. You're leaving low-hanging fruits below, making it hard. Long over 445, you guys are saying. I mean, yeah, the problem with this is, look, I'm going to tell you the problem with this. You're going to be bidding mid-range, right? Think about this. You're bidding mid-range. That's a tough bid. What I want is them to do one of these and give me a cheap bid out of this. And then I can add there if I really want. Remember, these are low-hanging fruits down here. There's look, previous day high, Globex high, previous day value area high, point of control, previous day close. This is an area I want to get long in, but I want to see something like this or this, right? If we get long here, it's not to say that isn't good, but your RR is not very good. So I'm going to be patient. They have a nasty habit at the moment of leaving it and just going, don't they? And the big seller is at 37. That's where he keeps selling on the drives up towards him. And there are imbalances at 53s, 67s, 80s, and 90s. Point of control right now is at 400s. We're into a shelf here. We've developed a shelf here. Here. You can see the importance of this. Bids are showing up. I want to see how we respond at 400s, that little low volume node. If they're willing to hold it, I'll consider it. It's really less than ideal, I'm going to tell you. I'd much rather we fill all the low-hanging fruit below before we do anything else. Still lower high, lower low here. So New York Open VWAP point of control here. These are areas that now matter. But it'd be much better for us if we come down into all this and fill it all. Gives it then no reason to go lower afterwards if it does respond. At least that's where my head goes. Maybe they'll come for it. Hopefully they will. Come on. There's a response there again. They make this really hard because they won't fill it down there. They will not fill it down there at the moment. Absorption just took place there at 90s. I really don't want to be risk on here on a Friday. How do you get my NT8 indicator? Which one? The new one? Well, I'm waiting for NinjaTrader to get it out. I'm going to have to send them another email nudging them. This is a problem. They're probably so busy in this NinjaTrader Cup that they're not doing things which are a little bit more important right now. I can't force it, guys. I don't control NinjaTrader. They approved it. It's just waiting for it to go through the system. Are there not some sellers stuck under VWAP? Yeah, there were some big lots that came in at 83s and 51s for sure. But there's also a big buyer here at 20s or at 18s. So we're just ping-ponging. Here come the buyers. They're trying to lift now. I'm going to watch these 37s and these guys to see if they're still there. Here comes the lift. ES into VWAP. Trying to get long here if possible. It's really less than ideal, but a squeeze is on here if we start basing above. All right, let's see. 37s. This is right into that big boy, remember. 37s is that big boy. We need pullbacks to hold now. 25s down to 400 max. And then we get relief upside. I'm looking to get a dip here if possible. It's very risky trade, I'm telling you. This is a hard trade with them leaving low-hanging fruits, especially with SOXL into that 230 level. So I'm waiting to see. Here comes the pullback. Let's see if we see absorption on the tape. I don't want it under 90s because that's where the sellers just got caught. SOXL rejecting 230s. Do not like that one bit. Do not like that one bit. ES rejecting New York VWAP. Do not like that one bit. Still not risk on. Too risky for me here. Low hanging fruit still below. No absorption. Big rejection on the other two indices. Leave alone for me here. Too risky. On a Friday, way too risky. Huge rejection, SOXL. Yeah, no way. So that 37s, look at the 37s. We said it, didn't we? Get the exact level. 37s, seller's still there. SOXL is about to break down and fill its gap. We still haven't filled these low-hanging fruits down here, which is why I'm very concerned about being long before we fill them. We get through 37s, maybe he'll stop out. But at the moment, we're not through 37s. He hasn't stopped out. He's refresh selling up there. And we're seeing weakness across the board in the other indexes. I won't get short into an RBS level. I'm only looking for longs here. Ideally, if we come and clean all this out first. Some of you might want the shorts. For me, I'm going to avoid the counter trend shorts into RBS. It's very, very risky. I will wait to see enough sellers caught, and then hopefully we get an upside lift. We just go from there. That big battle here. Seller flashing 100 lot above, and he's juggling. He was at 30s, then he moved up, then he moved down. Now he's at 15s. Now he's pulled again. I'm leaving this alone. There's a whale here fucking around with the tape on a Friday. No, thank you very much. We made our money. I will not give money back here. There's going to be someone be crazy. You're calling an inverse cup and handle. I mean, yes, but again, zoom out, look at the H1. That's cool. You can see something on a 1 minute. Where's your handle? It's right into a major area where we've just broken out from. So you're going to take a short in a potential big demand spot? Like I said, H1, my friend. It's cool that you can see something on an M1. It doesn't mean shit if the H1 traders hold up. Here we go. They're going to come fill this liquidity underneath that we just talked about. This is where I thought they would want to go originally. Here they come. Grey box, RBS. Little bit left to go on SOXL to fill its gap. A little bit left. Don't have the balls to short hit. I mean, why? Like I keep saying, and you guys just, I'm going to keep saying it. There is no short on the higher time frame. Any sell is back down into here. If you're trying to short here, you are shorting into a support system. It is the easiest way to lose money. The big boys might be able to do it because they might know what they want. But if you're trying to short into here, you can't read a chart properly, my friend. You are just asking to get annihilated. Even if it works for you, it's poor trading. The short was probably up here, 500, covering into this. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. I certainly wouldn't be entering a new sell position into this area where we have shown capacity to keep bidding out of. Okay, SOXL has just filled its gap. It's got, well, another cent or two to go, and it's filled its gap, which is yesterday's closing price. ES into IB low. We are almost there. Like I said, I want to see us fill some of these and then see if we buy back out of it or not. And if not, so be it. We made our money today. Big boy buyer down here. I think he gets washed out. I don't know why he's just bid that kind of size. Market level. Could be a cover. Still waiting to see if we can come down into these and fill the gap. Okay, gap now filled, SOXL. See if it rejects its gap for a move lower. If it does, it's going to want 217.5s. Qs have got room. Spiders have got room. Here they come. Here come the sellers. They're trying to get this flush down into these levels. These will be their cover points here and then down here potentially. They're still adding liquidity lower to fill. Come the sellers. They're trying to get down to 290s right now. Is there anyone at 225s yet? Yes, they're starting to build up. Just going to be patient. Let it come in. Let it come in and then see if they respond. What are we looking at? Well, I'm looking for something that happens, something like this. All right, or maybe they need to come all the way deeper. But I'm looking to see how we operate in here. Previous day close, previous day point of control, previous day value area high, previous day high, Globex. We lose that, then we can come to here and then maybe they bid out of this. But this is an area where I think if I was short, I would be covering. And if I was a whale buyer, I'd be buying. I'm not a whale buyer, so I need to wait to see if the whale buyers come in. If they don't come in, we're going to come down here, which is why we wait. Wait, and then we see what we get. They're still selling. SOXL very weak, under PDC. Let me zoom out of this. Coming into a big pivot soon. QQQ into previous day high. Spider's about to come into previous day high, and 755s would be a big level for that. Here we go. Here's previous day point of control coming up. This is the gap fill, and then we'll see if they flush under this or not. This is where I'd be covering if I was one of these guys. If I was like a big boy. This would be where I'd start covering into this and then this. I don't think I'd be looking for much more than that. I mean, if they're going to go for overnight lows potentially, end of month profit taking, I mean, yeah, possibly. End of week, not wanting to be risk on into the weekend. All these things are possible. All we can do is play the levels. Like, you know, guys, it's just like you guys are acting like it's a huge dump. It's a fucking pullback, right? End of month profit taking. Let's just have a look at this month. All right, you think this this validates this is profit taking for the month? Okay, hello. This, we're going to talk about this profit taking for the, come on now, let's just play the structure in front of us. PDC, they're still being very aggressive at these lows buying, which is not a good sign. I still think there's a chance to move lower. ES now filled its gap as well. Still strong selling at the low here. He's going to get washed out as well. Don't think they're done with this yet. I think we're still going to move lower. It just depends if there's like a response soon. Here's the response. So there's the PDC response. And how we act here becomes important for the rest of the session now, for dictating what kind of session we're in. Because if we cannot reclaim previous day value area high and IB, all right, if we cannot do this, this becomes available. This is your inside chop. I don't want to trade this. I want to trade outside of this and outside of this only. I will avoid whatever we're going to do in here. ES now filled its gap. QQQ about to fill its gap. NQ's filled its gap. QQQ about to fill its gap. SPY's not filled its gap. So we've got divergence between the ETFs right now. Just be aware of that. We have big divergence between all the ETFs and the indexes. We are still selling. It might want to come down to this because we're now rejecting. We can come down into here. And if we reject this, we can come down into this. This is yesterday's value. So there's been no bid out of it yet. There's been a cover point here, and that's it. Big buying down here again. I don't think they're going to get their way if they're going to get aggressive down here. I think they will get very, very caught. Don't know why they would be buying, market ordering such heavy size down here, but we'll see. I'm only going to be interested in bidding this if we reclaim value from previous day. Otherwise, there's no reason to bid on this at all. Nothing. This can just rotate the whole of yesterday's value. Yeah, SOXL is getting nuked back down to the high volume node. Like I said, 17.5 is where it probably wants to get to. We have some imbalances below. Are those from overnight or yesterday? Where's this from? Where's that breakout? Yesterday morning. Where's that big buyer? 320s. It's the last really big buyer. We can watch that. We're going to need to recover 320s, 340, 350 for me to be interested in bidding. Otherwise, not interested. No, there's no absorption yet. You're not seeing absorption yet. You're seeing market buying. You're not seeing much absorption. Like, there's a little bit under 80s, but we're still here. So you're really not seeing that. Like, look at what you're seeing, not what you're hoping for, right? We're not seeing a response. We're not seeing anything yet. There's a very high chance we rotate down to here. And if we lose that, there's a very high chance now we rotate into value from yesterday. Remember, the conditions have changed because we're now inside yesterday's value. We now have a failed break. We need to recover this grey box, basically, to be thinking about being a buyer, or at least part of this grey box. Otherwise, we can't think about bidding this. So PDC here will matter, as will the 20s where the big buyers came in. Right, I'm watching these guys here. This big buyer here, big buyers starting to happen here. This matters up here. I'd say from 06s to 37s. What happens in there is going to become important. It's going to become really important. What's the difference between big buying and absorbing? Well, the guys I've just showed you are just smashing market buy. And an absorption would be a sponge underneath when big sellers sell into him and he goes, yeah, I'll gobble that. Yeah, I'll gobble that. Yeah, I'll gobble that. That's not what we're seeing. We're not seeing that yet. We're not seeing a refresh buyer limit passively absorbing the tape. We're just not seeing it yet. Okay, Q's back inside PDC. Spiders didn't quite fill the gap. ES did fill the gap. Here's the response on SOXL. If they're not going to come to 17.5, they're probably going to come back up to 24.5 and revisit this. So I'm going to watch this big buyer at 320s to see if we let him out. And if we do, I'll think about potentially getting long. Here comes the test of 320. This level here matters. 320 up to 40s basically matters for sentiment, up to IB. Gonna see, we're revisiting this big buyer who's currently stuck. Now, does he become a seller or not? If we get above him and we start to base, I'll think about the buy. Here's his average right into him right now. And he's not being let out. See that? Right into 20s, right into him. If he gets let out, I'll think about buying. Otherwise, I'm not. They're leaning on him at the moment. And there's a 178 lot seller at 40s. Still sell side at the moment. Big level here. Buyers coming in. They're trying to get the lift to 40s now. Perking my interest. Nothing yet, but it's perking my interest. We're testing this guy at 20s. Again, look at SOXL coming up back up to PDC. Didn't fill the gap to 17.5 yet. Okay, still rejecting 20, still no bid. Still not above 20s. Remember, I'll think about the bid if we can get back above the 20s and start holding. Certainly back above 40s and 50s. Here's 20 test. They're going to test this guy at 40, 180 lot. He just ran away. I'm long. I've just added in. The moment he left, I've started getting long versus 20s now because he just ran away, that seller. So we'll see if we can lift now. Hopefully I don't get caught here. Need to hold 20s now. Ugh, don't. Don't. Come on. He ran away. We've got to go up now, please. That seller spoofed it. We can't hold 20s. I'm going to cut. Reduced size straight away there. All right, there's someone playing games. He literally, that 148 lot left. So I tried to get long for the squeeze out. I've reduced my size right down. And I'll watch PDC. If we let go of this, I'm out. Here we go. Thank you. Fucking hell, they made that hard. Absolute pricks. What a spoofer. What an absolute spoofer. Book's gone thin, folks. Be careful. So I'm still long in this now. Versus the 20s, because I saw him spoof and then leave. I'm going to assume there's news just come out here as well. And let's see. We need to get back inside of all of this IB and everything. And then if we can get above 25s now, there's a big squeeze back onto high of day. The only reason I got long there is I was watching the big seller, and then he lifted. If you were watching the Bookmap, you will see that he lifted and left, and that was the indication to me, right, he's pissing off. This is all bullshit. We're going to go up. Here we go. So be partial out into here, into these VWAPs. If we can get back above this New York Open and certainly get back above this 26, we can squeeze out high of day. Remember, this is still a high time frame pullback into an RBS zone. Like I said, I feel much more confident getting long once we fill the gap here. I didn't want to get long in here. Felt confident once we fill the gap here. If we can see something like this, we can get that return back up now. I called it out for you before. I explained why I'd want to see this level be traded into, because now there's no low-hanging fruit. There's no low-hanging fruit to come below. Ah, fucking let's go. Oh, you're just watching it at work. Right, let's see now. Can we find acceptance over this node now? Let's go. So I want all pullbacks to start holding now. ES through as well. Can we get through this? What am I looking for? 25s. Where did that player get stuck? 17s and 29s. What do I mean by filled the gap? I mean the previous day cash gap closed. The same gap I look at every day. Remember, I care about cash. I don't care about the rest of the market. Cash is king. So we'll see if we hold the IB and previous day value area high now. And if we do, it's a very strong indication that we're ready to move higher. We just rejected in front of VPOC here. I have the VPOC a little bit lower. So you see this node's still holding up now. What we need now is a higher low put in here to hold on to this. And I'll add if we start getting above here. I'm not going to add any more size now. This will probably be last trade of the day because they're making this a little bit tricky with the size of that last candle. Big shove up just after I reduced my size as well, and then they went. It makes sense. That means they front run it. That means there was someone who had an inside track because he lifted before that news came out. Way before that news came out, he lifted. Book's gone very thin here, folks. Be careful. Book has gone very, 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 very thin here all of a sudden. Be very careful. Here's IB. Good hold. Right, really nice. I want to see acceleration now. Do not want it to come back down and take out our recent swing low here. Get back through the New York Open, back through VPOC. Let's go. VWAP again. Here we go. Get through this New York Open now. I want to see acceleration through all this now. We've done a lot of hard work here. Come on, lift it now. Stop fucking around at this level. I do not want to do a dance in this grey box. I want to see us accelerate out. If we do a dance, it's going to be really hard to trade it. I just want to see it accelerate out and get through these 426s and then go back towards the highs now. I want to get, ES has got to get back through its New York VWAP as well. So you can TP some here, like it makes total sense to. I'm trying to see if we can find acceptance higher here. Stuck here again. We'll see. Come on. Looks good. Looks good here. We got to get through 400 point of control and then 425s basically. Through 425s we can lift right back up to the highs. What was that big bar this morning? Yeah, 425, 427, that's a big level. Through that, we've got lots of imbalances overhead that we can get through. $27 was that big seller, right? Was that right? Trying to remind myself. Somewhere around there, wasn't it? Around here. Come on, go. Go, 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 go. I was so patient with this. Even read your spoofer on the tape. Please reward me for being patient with this. Go, accelerate through the 400s. Start squeezing. Get out my way. Come on. These fucking refresh sellers up here. Please go away. I just want a full TP on this because I've been so patient with it. $437s. That was the level, was it? All right, thanks, guys. I don't want to chop this box. Okay, I really don't want to chop this box here. This old RBS zone. So one of you, I'm trying to remember who, one of you was calling for like the short head and shoulder, inverted cup and handle or whatever. And I was like, you don't want to be short in here. You just don't. All right. Learn to zoom out. This is what we wanted. Gap filled, previous day high, previous day value high, point of control. We know that's an interesting area. We start to see the seller run away. We get long. We're now just waiting to see if we can get this or not. If we can, great. We've paid ourselves some into here. If they're going to be a pain with it, they can just keep chopping this, which will be a real pain. Iran must agree that they never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. It's old news. The strait must be immediately open, no tolls for unrestricted shipping traffic in both directions. All water mines, if any, will be terminated. We have removed through detonation numerous such mines with our great underwater minesweepers. Iran will complete an immediate removal and will detonate these mines if left. Ships caught in the strait due to our amazing unprecedented naval blockade will now be lifted. May start the process of heading home. That's kind of it. Not much else. All right, big levels here, folks. Let's see if we can lift. But we're positioned really well here. What's my TP? Well, I've already TP'd some out into here. All right, so I'm long, TP'd some out into here. I'm waiting to see if we can see this. This is what I'm waiting to see. This is the big node. So I've TP'd some out here. I don't expect it to do that, but I would like it to do that. If it doesn't do it, it doesn't do it. There's nothing I can do about that. If it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to go. But I'm not going to put any more risk on now. There's a chance they need to come and sweep all of this. I'm not going to play the downside, like I said. I don't want to trade yesterday's chop zone. I don't want to trade this. I really don't want to trade this. I'm trying to see if we can be bullish above all of this. Same as we talked about pre-market. Nothing's changed. They are trying to lift it. They're really struggling to get above these nodes here. If we get above the New York Open, I mean, ES is right at its New York Open, right at VWAP. SPY is above it. Qs are looking stronger. We need SOXL back above 230. That will really help. And then we can start lifting. So, like I said, I've been bullish all day. I'm looking for the bullish moves. I'm not looking for the sell moves because higher time frame is bullish. When that changes, I'll stop being bullish. If we go back inside previous day's value, I will stop being bullish. I won't be bearish. I'll just be nothing. I will not trade that level. I do not want to trade a rotation inside a value. What I'm looking for is an upside bullish lift because we've now completed a pullback. All right, bullish move out back into RBS zone, held this, starting to build out liquidity. I'm trying to look for this move here. All right, this is what I'm trying to look for. If we come back into here, I'm going to just leave it alone and be done for the day because I don't want to trade yesterday's value. Very, very simple. And that be that, really. Oh, Microsoft breakout. Yeah, I mean, it's up massive. I mean, I don't know if you're in the Discord. We talked about it yesterday. Base over 430, and I'll be looking to add for the gap fill move. Same with Oracle. So I'm looking for this move here. Gap fill would be into 475. What we're trading at now, 444s. I'm already long. Remember, I'm long from down here, but I'm looking for an add. There you go. A little bit of juice for you guys. I'm looking for an add in Softy. Softy's your first love? Nice. You'll be careful who you say that to. I'm still just trying to see if this will go for me or not. They're making it tricky though. We've run out of momentum. H1 does look good. We're just running out of momentum here in this level. Getting very tight here. Come on. Just building. I mean, it's building both ways though. There's no, we want to get out and above this and certainly above this. I will be much more comfortable when we get above here. Remember, the big seller was here, right? This was the pivot. Sold, sold, back down. He's still comfortable here. I want to see us hold this, do this, and then we're in squeeze time into Friday. But otherwise, we're going to have to keep paying ourselves and not looking for too much. But hopefully we can get going, folks. You know, there are some buyers now starting to step up from 35s all the way up, but we're not seeing that breakout move higher. Maybe if we can reclaim these levels. SOXL as well, really struggling, folks. It is really struggling. It's at PDC. It's just rejected. We're not seeing, and it hasn't hit the 17s. It got close. And that concerns me. Like when we look at the broader market, where are we seeing weakness? SOXL, we're seeing weakness. That concerns me. We look at the MAG. If you take Microsoft off the board today, we'd be in trouble. Software catching a bid, you know, like Oracle. Look at Oracle, almost 8% up. That was the other thing I called for last night. We're swing long in Oracle. There we go. Looking for the move back to 280 over 200. Where are we at now? We're at 220s. So software catching the bid. The rotation out of semis into software, we've talked about it all week long. All week long, haven't we? Right, where am I going to cut my runners here? I think weakness under 18s, I'll take it off. Try and give it room. It's a good hold here. Can we please get going? Please. Great hold on ES on New York Open. Come on. Enough. Enough of the fuckery. Can we please get paid? I hate being patient and not getting paid. There's nothing worse than that. What am I trading? Seriously? NQ, mate. Why am I long? I'm not explaining it again. Sorry. Literally explained about 50 times. Even on the way down, why I was going to look for longs down here, what I was going to look for. I even called it live when the seller ran away on the tape. Like I called everything. I don't know what to do at this point with you guys. Yeah, what does it mean to be long? Exactly. Okay, we're in the D. We're in the D here. This is the problem. We're in the D. We're getting stuck in the D. We're going to have to churn through this if we're going to get through. Come on, here's VWAP. Let's get through this New York Open and start going. The 100th millionth time today. They're trying. New York Open again. Come on. Come and find acceptance over 400 and 420s. Come on. New York Open. Tapping, 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 tapping. I want us over all of this, and then I'll be very comfortable over this. That I'll start to feel very confident. New York Open push. Okay, let's get over 400s now. Can we get over 400s now? Yeah, come on. Alex is being patient. You are making it hard for me. Make it very hard for me. Let's get over 400 and then go 420s and then go higher day. Nice. There's a little imbalance up here. I want to take out this wick because that's where the imbalance is, right here. Got to get through this. 400, 420, and then we'll see if we can get through up to higher day. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Here's your imbalance. Get through it. Get through it. Do not hesitate this. Rip their faces, please. Here we go. 400 is a big level. If you want to take some TP there, you can. I'm not going to because I'm greedy. This is fair value for the session, 400. Would I add on the pullback to the top of the grey box? No. No, I wouldn't. The reason being is how we've built this out. You'd be adding in the midpoint of it. It's very risky then. All right, remember we were long. Once we filled this, and once I saw that seller lift, right? The seller in here, I reduced size and then he lifted and I got long again. All right, and we're now seeing this. You want to see this now, really. Yeah, that I would be long above this now. If you're not already in, I'd be waiting to see if you find acceptance over sort of 20s and 30s. If you find acceptance here, then you can get this long up to here and then high of day. All right. Is the yellow line where I entered? No. That's your previous day close based on cash. I might have entered around there, but it wasn't because of that yellow line. I mean, the yellow line was me saying, okay, we've now filled the gap. No reason to go lower. Okay, the only thing we could have come lower for was here. The reason I entered was we did this, and on the tape here, I'll see if I can find it. What time is this? 10:48. Let's see if we can see this guy leaving. 10:48. We should be able to see him. Okay, see this guy? Can you see this guy here? This thick red line, right? This was a 200 lot seller, okay? When we did this move, I got long in here between 10.50 and 10.51, all right? Once we turned, trapped these sellers, reclaimed this level. Think about this level. All right, once we did this, this was me getting long in here, all right? Look at this guy leave. That's when I was like, okay, he's left the tape, I'm long. Do you remember me saying that? This big horizontal line. This is like 200 lot seller, okay? Bang. What? Look at him leave, then the news come out. Whoop. All right, he left because he fucking knew. He knew that news was coming out. He doesn't leave otherwise. All right, and that was me like, okay, fuck this, I'm back in. So I think I went long here, saw him leave, sized down. You would have heard me say, okay, I'm sizing down, because I was like, why have we not lifted through that? And then the news came. So I got long again in the news. Yeah, so you can see it here. You can see this was an indication. Like, I can teach you that, but like really what I'm trying to say is like, you will learn to see this once you've been at the game a long time. And here we go. We're starting to really go now. And this is what I wanted to see. Fantastic. Okay. Why are you long? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you long, Alex? Okay. When you said we could get long, we could get into a long a minute ago. I just made over 1,000. Nice. Here we go. All right. So if we find acceptance above this now, then we can really look for higher day squeeze. So we're looking good. This is what we look for. You can take some TP here if you want. It makes absolute sense to take some TP here. But if we can start basing above this node, then I feel fairly confident. Like I said, we are now looking for this. Tyson trade. Yeah, it's a Tyson trade as well. We talked about this here, didn't we? All right, once we fill this, if we can return back in and hold the IB, there's your New York VWAP. Where's my 24-hour VWAP? Oh, it's there. I can see it. Couldn't see it for a second. Right here. All right, so we look good. And just see if we find acceptance higher. So your next target is value area high on the session, which is this 470 as well. That's your target. And we'll just see, right? We'll just see how high we can go. And maybe we can get high of day if we can get through that. Appreciate the education. Open my eyes to an additional trading strategy. Thank you. You're welcome. Here we go. So ES starting to get going. SOXL back through PDC. We want to see SOXL get through the 230s. That's going to be a big level. We want to see the QQQ break. All right, 39.30s basically get through the 740s, which would help us. So this area here, we can chop this area here for a bit. And ideally we find acceptance higher now. This is the level where that seller was, right? So if he's not here when we revisit, we should lift. Or if he is here and we manage to stop him out, we should lift. You're long from 360. Where would I put the stop? 360. Mate, I don't think you want to lose this 400s now, really. 400s or just under 400. We should just keep going now. There's no reason to come back down there, really, unless they're going to do some horrible sweep. So ideally, You just keep lifting and lifting and lifting. See, 37s was this player, right? They're here at 40s and 45s. We'll see if we can get through him. And then we should squeeze up. There's lots of imbalances overhead to fill. 52s and 67s. So let's see. And then we're looking through for high of day through that. We're trying to get up here right now. So 37s was that player, right? Let's see if he's left the tape or if we can squeeze him out if he hasn't. Here we go. Get rid of him. Come on, guys. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of Mr. 37s. Let's fucking rip. Come on. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Give it to daddy. Give it to daddy. Right into this level. Want to see a squeeze out here higher. Still think we'll lift him. I think there'll be a pullback and we'll lift him out of the way. They're adding liquidity at 10s now. Don't really want to see it down at your 400s, but I think we'll pull back and hopefully we can lift him out of the way. This is the pullback. Remember what I drew out? See something like this. All right, TPs and then up here. If we get through that and we got really lucky, we got up there today. Want to be careful in here though. This is your chop. It's your D. It's your D. Where's POC? Yeah, it's 400 as well. I want to see us get back above 425s here. Do not want to see a fail at 425s here. Really don't want to see a fail at 425s here. It'll be a problem. We'll wash straight back down to 403.80 if we fail 425s here. So I'm being very aware of that. Can we lift? ES swept that liquidity. See, let's see if ES can hold 600 here. That will help us. Again, SOXL, very, 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 very dangerous. It needs to hold PDC now. Still hasn't got back up to those 230s. So these 225s are becoming important on SOXL. We need to see this complete a leg higher here to 230s. Otherwise, Qs might get a little stuck. Here's the 400. I really don't want to see it under this. Otherwise, we're going to go New York Open. Trying to hold a runner to get going, but struggling a little bit in this D-shaped profile. Good hold of 400. We need to get back above 25s now. Need to get back above 25s now, market. Struggling those 25s. Don't like this. If we keep struggling 25s, we can churn this whole thing again. Be very, very careful. I'm warning you now. 25s is your level right now. We should get through 25s and rip faces, but we're not doing that, and I'm observing what's happening. So if we can get through 25s, there's a chance of a face ripper up. But this is... SOXL's got a whole 225 for us to help. If we don't see that and we fail 400, we're going to come right down to 380. If we fail that, we can come right the way back down. I don't want to give the whole move back. You're not banned. I can see you in chat. Don't know why you would think you're banned. Big range day? No. We've expanded range, right? We're above yesterday's range. Right? We're above it. We're still above it. Drive out, pull back, maybe can hold and go higher, maybe can't. Maybe we stay inside today's range for the rest of the day. That's possible, absolutely possible. All right, ES couldn't hold 600. SOXL starting to fail. I'm getting ready to take this off here if we can't hold at all, because what I don't like is what's happening over here. All right, this is showing weakness. It is not able to break out of a very clear defined level. And like I said, it didn't fill. Oh, don't let me draw it, do you? Didn't fill down to here. That concerns me. And this should have gone and didn't. We're seeing weakness in semis. They're taking profit in semis. It's going to make it harder for NQ to hold up if they're going to keep taking profit in semis. So just be aware of that. Frog in my throat. Froggy. Very finicky here. I love that word. Finicky. Right. New York Open again. Got to get back above this, back above 400, back above 425s. I've reduced size right down now because I don't like what I'm seeing. Box of frogs, yeah. I mean, never asking what's happening, asking what think is happened, second opinion. I don't know what you're saying there, mate. That sentence, I don't understand. Is lunchtime, Alex? Yeah, you got 40 minutes left. How do I build confidence for an entry? You did a lot of back testing. Mate, I haven't back tested in years, mate. I don't know, like, everyone asks like that about entries and stuff. Like, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're never going to be able to define an entry. Right? For me, it's very simple. Rewind the tape to when we're here. Rewind the session to when we're here. And I'm saying, I would like to see the market come down and fill these. Previous day high, initial balance low, Globex, PDC. Okay, there's the first thing I want to see. Feel it. Then I want to see a response from that. There's the response. What did I see at this time? I see sellers running away from the tape, which means they're lifting higher, which means price can move higher easily, right? So then what are you looking at? I don't know. You could look, your entry can be anything you want. Inside bar, breakout of inside bar, flag if you want, reclaim of flow zones, using volume. Like, I don't know what your... Everyone asks that. What's the entry? What's the entry? What's your strategy? That's the first thing. And then define an entry after your strategy. Your entry can be as simple as a breakout above an inside bar or a pullback candle, right? It could be the first candle to make a new high after this. There you go. There's your entry. Right? Could be that. Could be your first candle to make a new high after this consolidation. There you go. There's your entry, risking this. You'd still risk this, right? It all depends what your strategy is. I am trying to walk this up to here right now. It's what I'm trying to do. I've reduced my size right down because I'm not seeing everything I want to see. I'm seeing weakness in the other markets. SOXL back to 225s again. I just want to see it break out. If you look at SOXL, it's got lower highs and higher lows. Just needs to break out to the upside. Am I still in? Yes, I'm still in, but I've only got one of my ads in left now. So I'm in from 70s. That's my average right now, where I was like trying to walk it up. And we'll see if we can find acceptance through 400. Remember, 400, 425s. I think if we get back above 425s, we will squeeze out that player at 37s. So I'm trying to get back through this. So point of control here, 400s. We get back above this and 425, I'm going to start feeling more comfortable again. Now, SOXL is making it very, very hard. The reason we need to find acceptance over this is because we've done this. We do not want failed follow through in this. We are long looking for this move here, right? So 400 is VPOC and New York VWAP. Over that, buyers sentiment have control. This is our target, right? I want to squeeze out this. I really want to squeeze it out. Here we go. It's 400s. Can we get back above 425 now? Pretty, pretty, pretty please. No. And there's a buyer at 90s. I will say I'm not seeing very aggressive buyers on the tape now. It's like they've gone to sleep on a Friday. I will just say that. When they've had the opportunity to send it, they haven't. We come under VWAP here. I'm just going to take it off and be done. Yeah, done. Done. Give it a chance. SRL was up 10% earlier. I don't know, was it? Maybe. It came up to that call of 240s that we're looking for. It was $1 short. And it's just chopping around PDC now. This is the problem. Like, it's not getting going on the chip names, right? They can't get going today. They had the chance. Done for the day? Yeah, I'm probably done for the day now. So, as a reminder, we were long here. My stop was here this morning. All right, took it off there. You had the option to fade this. You had the option to long this and to fade this back down. And then I was long here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it up here at the end of the day, but there we go. I'm not going to force it on a Friday. We're going to sleep. Do I use footprint charts? Yes, I do. Right, yeah. Hey. What's the bet? They stop me out and send it. It's their favorite thing to do, right? Stop Alex out and then send it. I would be very careful trading in this. This is your chop. That's why we were trying to get long and base above this. Is the easier move. Buyers are waiting for Trump decision? I don't think so. They've already been in for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks on end. I would not be surprised to see a sell the news event. Iran must agree they will never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. I will be meeting now in the Situation Room to make a final determination. I mean, what's the bet? Here's what I bet. He's already told his mates what the determination is. He's made the decision. They're already been net long for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. The market closes, all right, and he announces it after the market's closed. Why do I think that? It's because it's what's happened every other week. All right, back through the 400s is key here. 400s, 420s, through the 420s. If you're still long, I would say through 425, you have a squeeze opportunity. If you're still long, I'm now flat in it. But if you can get through that, I think you have a squeeze opportunity through 425. You should break this pivot high and take you up to the top side of this. Here it goes. It's your VWAP again. So, like I said, it's probably stopped Alex out and then we'll go. 696 lot seller here at 415s. Let's see if he leaves. That is a big boy seller. He left. He's spoofing. Same guy as earlier. All right, we're going to lift. Fuck's sake. They stopped me out, spoofed, and now lifting. How to piss me off on a Friday. How to piss me off on a Friday. This fucking spoofer. Oh, man. It's perfectly positioned for this as well. Oh. No more trades for me. Alex is about to get tilty. He can feel it because he can see what's happening. And this guy has made sure I won't win big. What is a spoofer? It is this player right here. All right. This guy here was almost 700 lot seller right here. And we came up and he pulled his order before we got there. And then he added here and he pulled his order. This is the same guy that probably did it earlier. So he's probably a buyer trying to use that liquidity to attract price and moving higher with it. So he's going to make it very hard. If he's got big size, I don't know what his end game is, but I'm not going to play against him. I'm new here. I've only been here for a week, but I did just take the Alex trade. Sorry. Well, mate, it's fine. Like, I'm happy for you guys to win. I'm happy. Yeah, spoofing is illegal. Good luck proving it. He's now added 1,000 lots over 900 lots, 430 and 435. You see him on the book up here? All right, it is illegal, but like, how are you going to say it's spoofing? And how you go and find out? Maybe you can see the order where it comes from. JP Morgan is a trader at the desk. What are you doing spoofing? Oh, I wasn't. I just, I put it on and then I thought, no, I can get a better price. So I pulled it off. He's going to attract price up here because, NQ is a liquidity whore. It's going to try and get up there now. Alex, I've got different COB orders on Bookmap. Why could that be? Are you on MNQ or are you on NQ? I don't know. It's centralized data, so I'm not sure. You're on M&Q, that's why. I don't watch order flow on M&Q. I'll tell you this now, it's pointless. Right? You want to be watching NQ. Why are we looking at order flow? Institutional players, right? We want to see the big players. They're not trading the micros, they're trading the minis. Even if you trade the micros, that's fine. Watch the minis. You want to see the big players on the tape. It doesn't matter if they're putting 500 lot micro on, no one cares. It's only a 50 lot. I mean, that's still big. What we care about is this 1,000 lots, almost 900 lots up here. Why did I go long right the open? Because it was a very clean and obvious structure for an upside lift into price discovery. Based on the hourly chart and the daily chart, we had room. We'd identified what we were looking for the day before. Like I said, we identified this yesterday. All right, this was basically 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. All right, we identify this liquidity line, and I say, look, very possible we get failed follow through, then trap, then go. Ideally, we just wait for tomorrow for the move. It will make longs easier tomorrow. All right, that was identified yesterday before the close. I draw it out, what I'm going to be looking for. A flush down, a hold, a pivot, and then the move to 500, right? Again, yesterday, this is Pacific Coast time. This is in LA. So 2:30, right? What did we get? The first drawing I'm looking for. Drive, base, drive to 500s, all right? Thing you need to be careful of is a drive fail. We'd be short if we start losing all of this. And if they do a morning flush and hold and reclaim, we're not really pro-trend short until we lose 30,100. So what did we see today? This morning? Overnight? Oh. What did Alex draw out? What did we get? Remember, I drew this out when we were here. All right, hold, base, high, low, build liquidity, inverted head and shoulder, reason to go higher, reason to run out, all-time high. From what? Does anyone remember what we said here? 80% of the time, we make a new all-time high during a New York session. All right, this was done in Globex. Very low probability that that holds, because there's no liquidity up there. So I have a strong bias to move upside in a very bullish market, which has just held an RBS zone. Okay. Long, hold, long, target, 500, out, reversal, down, RBS, fills gap, turns around, reclaims initial balance, right? They just have to make a decision. Do they burn all the options on a Friday, or are you going to see this full recovery? Okay. It's actually very simple. Like having ideas on what the market is trying to do, and then it's just executing when it's there. Didn't I say 70% yesterday? No, I think I said 80. I think we looked it up. I'll look it up again. Looking it up for you. I mean, I don't know the stat, but I know it's high. Okay, split the difference. 75%. There you go, 75%. Split the difference. I said 80. There you go. Do I use a filter to clean out market maker box? No, I used to, and actually I decided against it. People use that. Gotta be careful what I say here. There are traders on YouTube who think they know how to use Bookmap who can't read order flow. So it is pointless at that point using it. All right, you have to understand the players. If we just remove these guys, all we're doing is removing 1,000 lots of liquidity while they could be an algo, you know, looking to pull and provide liquidity to the market. I'm still interested in where that liquidity is and why they're providing it. I used to do it for a bit. And now, you know, you can see for me, I filter basically nothing out. I want to see where every player is all the time because every bit of liquidity matters to me. Nice t-shirt. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? They sent this to me yesterday. It's really good quality. It's like an Adidas golf top from Take Profit Trader. They sent me a hoodie and a cap as well. Shout out to Take Profit Trader for that. Very kind of them. I use CQG. Yeah, I use CQG. Switching from ICT order flow is the best decision. Yeah, well, no surprise there. I've never used Rhythmic, mate. I've only ever used for like 2 years plus. I've never used Rhythmic. Is this my main job? Yes. That's not to say I don't have other investments, right? All right, I've lost interest. It knocked me out. This is your zone to watch for the day, the chop zone. My bias is up until it proves otherwise. Your big thing right now is this. Once this stops being a pain in the butt, all right, hopefully you see this decision here. You see this decision here, you know, you'll see a lift on NQ. You see this decision here, you'll see problems on NQ. Let's just have a look around the houses to see what's going on. Nvidia. It's okay, basing out. Bit choppy, but basing out. Let's have a look at AMD. Very, very similar to Soxel. All right, we need to see that breakout to the upside. Let's have a look at MU. Same thing, consolidation. It's got a chance to go here. If that goes, that will help. INTC. No, that's poor. That's poor. All right, you need INTC to get back above this to help. TXM, TXN. Poor. Got to get back above these pivots. All right, so you're seeing like a shift in chips. Let's have a look at the mag. Stuck. All right, failed breakout. We talked about that this morning. There's your gamma. We talked about that this morning. Back inside range. All right, failed breakout on Apple. Amazon, inside the weekly range, inside previous day and the day before that range. No trade. Goog, weak. We talked about that at the open as well, how it was showing a bit more weakness on its hands, and it's now undercut. All right, so this now becomes key. Right, if this is an undercut and we start recovering for Goog, great. But if not, all right, if they start selling back up here to 82s, you're going to see continued downside pressure. So Goog does not look great at the moment. Meta, you can see the line I drew from beforehand, right? Meta holding that line. This is what we went over pre-market. So there's your undercut. There's your hold. If Meta gets going to upside after building out a range here, that's very bullish in this swing point, right? Pull back in, trap the shorts for breakout shorts. That can be bullish for next week if it can hold, which is good. I'm swing long in most of these. Microsoft, uber bullish. All right, this has gone without me, as in without an ad, right? We are long, softy, from down here, all right? We are long from down here in Discord. I think I called yesterday, I want a 430 kind of hold. So we'll see. If this comes back in for me next week, I will be adding swing long here for the gap fill. Right, that would be my first target, 480. So if we can hold 430 and then break back above 444, I'll be looking for this gap fill in softy, and then we'll see how this market goes. Remember, I've said it a million times on stream, but in case you're new here, we will see software lift when semiconductors sell. So if we see a rotation out of this, which we're starting to see, or at least some profit taking out of this, then we're going to see these start to lift. What else will be something like this, which is starting to lift that we're long in? Oracle. All right, we're long from down here in Oracle. Software holding a bid, starting to go, right? And I just want to size into these now. Hood is another one we're swing long in. This will start to go with software. Fantastic, into its pivot. We're swing long from down here. Look, looking good. Maybe like these are some. I'm not long in this one. PayPal. This has been had relative weakness, but we'll see. I've got an eye on it. It's garbage though. Bull's starting to see a little bit of a response here. One of you asked me in Discord yesterday. I said it's in transition here. If you start a bid above this, you go time on Bull. Yeah, we look good, folks. We look good. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. That's Can I do Oracle? We just did Oracle. We just literally just did it. Stocks are rejecting 225. Well, it's not. I wouldn't say rejecting. It's just it's stuck there. All right, what's that level? It is absolute gap. Second highest total gamma exposure is there. All right, so it's just chopping there. You asked the moment I did it. Oh, okay, that's all good. Nice, Jay McKean. How are we doing? 15 minutes left. We'll see if we can get to the end with you guys. Well, at least we caught some. We got this. Some of you maybe got that. I did not get that, but I did get a piece of this. Stopped out now. Just wait now. Wait now and we see. Won't touch this till Monday now, though. I quit my job, this better work, I'm going to study my butt off. If you'd ask me, I'd say don't do that, but you're going to apply. I'll tell you a reason why. I would say go and find a supplemental source of income. I'll tell you 95% of traders with this one thing in common will fail. Desperation for money. They will fail. Right, because you will make, if you have desperation for money, you will make poor decisions because instead of playing what's on the chart, you are more likely to make emotional decisions because you'll be like, oh, I need to pay rent, or I need to do this, or I need to do that, especially in the learning phase, right? As you get into it and further you go, obviously it is a job where you eat what you kill, right? But when you're learning, that is an awful lot of pressure. Speaking from someone with experience, all right, when I made the commitment to come back full time, it wasn't really out of choice. It's something I'd started to do anyway, but I moved to Los Angeles 1 or 2 weeks before COVID. I did not have an O1 visa or green card at the time, so I wasn't allowed to work. I was on a spouse's visa, an O3, which means you can't work. Now, I was supposed to be touring the world as a DJ. COVID hit. I lost all my tours. My record label shut down because we sold to DJs who are no longer DJing. And I was like, right, well, full send into this then. Well, what does that mean? I suddenly went from a very fat salary to nothing. And I tell you what, I went through quite a decent period of doing like 10 to 12 grand a month trading small caps. And then one day I blew up 2 months worth like that, gone. It was on a Friday. I remember it was on a Friday at the end of the month, and I gave it all back. And I was very upset with myself. And that caused problems for me emotionally because I was like, well, I can't buy anything now. Now I'm fucking broke. And I started burning through the capital, which I'd spent, a decade working hard at earning. Yeah, so I think my journey took longer than some because the emotional distress of not having supplementary income for a while caused me problems. Now, as COVID opened back up, the record label started to make money. I started to get contracts again, writing for people. Some of you will know I'm signed to Warner Chappell as a music producer and writer. Still occasionally do it, very, very rarely now. It's normally as a favor or a project I really want to do. But like that secondary income alleviates the stress from you. It could just be a part-time job that you want to do. For me now, I'm a landlord. I have 4 or 5 businesses. I'm invested in various other things as well. The pressure's off. And most of my money probably comes from swing trades now, like I said. Just like I did today, I'm so stressed outside of trading. I shouldn't be doing this. I blew up. Well, there you go. All right. So if you'll see, the beginning of this year, I was very slow. January, February, I can tell you, I sized down. That had nothing to do with work. And I still have a lot of things going on off the charts, but it hit me. Jan 2nd, I got dealt the news and I struggled with it. And it absolutely knocked me sideways. And I instantly knew if I trade my normal size here, I'm going to get wrecked because I'm not emotionally agile enough to take the drawdowns or the big wins right now. So understanding what's going on in your life off the screens is very important to your success on the screens. Even from a daily point of view, this might sound stupid to you guys, but like, what's your daily routine? Have you had your coffee? If you're a coffee drinker, have you drunk enough water? Have you had your vitamins? Have you eaten enough? If you're sitting at the screens not feeding your brain, it's probably going to make bad decisions. If you're not taking regular breaks from the screens, you're going to get fatigue and make bad decisions. Think about just writing a book. If you sit there and write a book for 3 hours, which is nowhere near as hard as trading, after 3 hours, you're probably going to make typos and grammatical errors. It's the same kind of thing. A swing trade through a prop firm, my own capital. I swing trade my own capital, my friend. But if you do want to swing trade for a prop firm, I would highly recommend you look at someone like Trade the Pool. Where can you find my DJ sets? Apple Music, SoundCloud. Some of my old ones are on there. Let's open up the chat here. Lost you guys for a second. Has SOXL always been the major leader in NQ movements? No, absolutely not. All right, this is something which has happened this year as we've gone risk on. It's AI mania, right? AI mania has caused it. Can I describe the reason I opened the first trade? we've gone over it numerous times. Rewind the tape. We've gone over it. It was planned yesterday. It was planned before. Like, why did we take it? Because this is what we're looking for. This move here. So this is why we took it. Because the drift was upside, right? Because we'd already identified wherever it is. Lost it now. I don't know where it is now. But we'd already identified the move we were looking for last night. Nothing had changed. So if I know what I'm looking for, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not going to deviate off what I'm looking for. And there were buyers on the tape being very, very aggressive this morning. And here you go. All right, this was last night. This is what I was looking for. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything else. I'm looking for that because it's the obvious, easiest, cleanest move. And in here, there's the breakout over the highs. This is the grey box. This is the first test. We saw very, very aggressive buying on the tape here. They held the next pivot and they went. And where did they go? 500. There you go. Simple. Don't overthink it. I sized down because we're buying high to go higher. It's not like I would have sized up if I was a London trader or Globex trader. Remember what I drew out? Right? I would have been long here, adding size on conviction here, and letting it work then. These were the best longs. Like I said this morning, trains left the station, we have to see what we get. Well, they wanted to play. They came in and said, yeah, we're going to play today. I'll see if I can show you where they came and said we're going to play. They came in and said, there's the open. Right here. Here's the open. Look at these big lots. Right? Think about this. Big lots come flying in on the tape. Right? Move this along so we can see the price. 100 lot. Straight in. 65. Another 100 lot. 72. Another 100 lot. 87. 75 lot. 85. Another 100 lot. 400 break. Then again, 110 lot. 406. And 200 lots up here at 24s. And we pull back. Do we let these guys? Do we put these guys under pressure? No. We buy this grey box. Okay, bang. Thank you. Job done. Money's made. I'm not going to fight these guys. They're in the money. They never got out the money. It's not like we broke down under previous day value area high and rotated. We're printing above value, above an RBS in, what's this? Price discovery. In here, is there any resistance up here? No, there's literally nothing. We've never been up here before. So we don't short up there on our first visit because there's nothing to short against. We're long, taking profits into key levels. That's all we do. Similar situation here. I started learning trading 2 years ago. I got fired 6 months ago. I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure and starting not taking trades, afraid to lose capital. That's the problem, all right? So use prop firms because if you're in that situation, you want to reduce your risk and if possible, find a secondary supplementary income, all right? Something that doesn't take you too much time away from the screen so you can still learn, but try and find something to take that pressure off. Probably make a big difference. And you'll find that you'll start trading well and eventually you can drop that other thing. If I don't follow my daily routine, I lose every time. Yeah, that's it. You'll see, like, my routine's quite clear and obvious, isn't it? I have a routine before I even get on stream with you that I do, of like visualization, going through what I'm looking at, setting you guys up in Discord. But when we come in here, even the first 15 minutes is the same thing every day. Daily, hourly, profiles, all the indexes, mag, and more recently, chips, right? Same thing. Even that. Plugging in. All right, this is what I'm looking for. That's really what I'm doing in that routine. This is what I'm looking for. This is why I'm looking for it. Does the narrative fit it? Yes. This is my buy area. This is what I'm looking for. Go. Not, I don't know what I'm going to do. There's no plan. It's a bull flag, I'm buying it. It's a bear flag. No, fuck that. Because the levels matter. Levels really matter. What was my DJ name? Tough Love. I got payouts at the start of the year. As soon as the war started, I haven't been able to be profitable, all while dealing with increasing work stress made it difficult to make good decisions. Yeah, that's a common story. If I was close to blowing a funded account, how would you adjust your trading strategy to grind it back up? I was 200 from reaching buffer and got in my head about it. Well, if you're close to blowing up, you need to size right down and prove to yourself you can grind it back up. As small as possible, micro, 1 micro. Slowly grind it back up. Would you long from here? Like I said, no. The opportunity's gone. You're in this chop zone. Why trade it, right? Look at the D. I'm not going to trade this chop zone. All right. If anything, you can be long the bottom of it, selling the top of it. I think acceptance is what's important now. If you're a range trader, sure, okay, if you're adamant on it, but like this is risky. If they lose this bid and they come back down into here, this can still happen today. I'm just, for me, it's a leave alone at this point. They're probably just going to burn all the options. They've probably got enough in here that they need to burn the options off. Keep making the same mistake over and over, buying the top. It's a very easy thing to fix because you've already said what your mistake is. You've already said what your mistake is, so just don't do it. It's really simple. So create a strategy that stops you doing that. All right. So my old problem would be, right? My old problem would be shorting on the way up. All right. From small cap era. All right. How to blow up. How to blow up very quickly. It's up too high. It's up too high. It's up too high. It has to go down. It has to go down. It has to go down. Blow up. It goes down. I knew it was going to go down. I knew it was going to go down. And market makers, they took all my money. Right. Usual rhetoric. We've all been there and said it. That was my issue, right? Which is why I designed something color-coded to try and stop me being stupid. All right. And also understanding market dynamics. If you're buying the highs, all right, then you have to understand what you really have is FOMO. All right, so what is this? This is our emotion of fear. You've got fear of missing out, and you're also being greedy at the same time, actually, because you think you can make money. All right, market doesn't work in one direction. What the market likes to do is have people like you come in here, liquidate them, you stop out, shorts come in at the lows, and then we go back up the other way. And then you go, oh, I knew I was right. I knew I was right. It's basic market psychology. So if you know how a market works, what is a healthy, oh, don't move this. What is a healthy pattern for a market? All right, a bullish trend is very simple. The higher time frame. All right, that's what we're in at the moment. That's the 2-week balance. This is where we are right now. We're up here. So if that is the higher time frame, that's your higher time frame. What are we looking for on a lower time frame? Well, we're looking for, let's say, an hourly to do something like this. Right? That's the low or the medium time frame, which means on a M15, let's say we're opening up today here, right? We're going to look for a trade off this zone here. Resistance becomes support, right? And we're going to look for something like this. Right, and we can join long here. Or if we're opening up above this, we're just looking for a tap back in and go. Yeah? So let's put that all together. Right, let me show you something. I'll take all this off for a second. What's the hourly trend? I'd say it's fairly obvious. This is just the, in fact, let's go to a daily. What's the daily trend? All right. Higher. There's your 2-week consolidation. Daily trend. Higher. All right. What's your hourly trend? Higher, right? 2-leg pullback, higher. This is what we were looking at this morning, remember? Okay, what's the 15-minute trend? Higher. So as we came into the open, what are we looking for? Well, let's identify. Oh, resistance, becomes support. Has it done a trap? Yep. Okay, where are we trying to go? Higher. So what are we looking for lower time frame? Something like this, or something where we break, build, and go. Okay, let's go to a 2 minute. Let's just get rid of all this. Go to a 1 minute, make it easy. To the New York Open. Oh, what's that? What's this right here? No way. No way. What's this? It's the RBS on the higher time frame. It's a daily RBS, an H1 RBS. It's a big level. Tap, hold, go. Okay, thanks. If you want to play short, we don't 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 short. Oh, what have we got here? Some consolidation, inverted head and shoulders, failure, failed follow through. Okay, it's your first short trigger. That's the key level today. What do we have here? Same kind of thing. There's your high low, drive back up to key level. Now we're stuck. Now we build out for a bit. Line chart, man. If you can't see it, all right? If you're trying to get long bias, you want to get long bias off higher time frame key levels, like here. You don't want to get long bias up here. We want to buy dips into higher time frame key levels. Why? Because institutional players, big whales, are not buying up here lower time frame. They are buying big higher time frame areas because that's where liquidity is lying. So we want to wait for them to come in and show us that they're ready. All right. Show us that they're ready. Same grey box. Show us that they're ready. Same grey box. And we'll join their slipstream to go higher. We do not buy up here where they are going to exit. There's their exit. All right. We don't do that. We do not buy the high where they exit. All right. So you already know what you've done wrong, which is great. That's a really good start. Now make the change. All right. Make the changes to how you trade. If you struggle, if you don't want to use a line chart, like I always say, just put a 1 MA on. All right. Just put a single moving average on. Hopefully that's helped you a little bit. Is the Discord free? No, it's not free. It's for people that do the beginning to advanced course. Right, it's a one-time fee for the course. You get a version of this indicator in the Discord with it, but it's only for people that do it. How hard is it being a landlord? I know you had problems with your last manager. Well, I've actually put the house up for sale now. That's how much I got sick of doing it. I would be interested in buying something that's like, what do you call it? Not for people to live in, for people to work in. That's probably the next thing I'd move into. How did I spot this year who was leading NQ? Well, you need to understand sector rotations, right? So first of all, you need to understand what's in NQ. NQ is tech heavy, right? And then we can just go to a broad spectrum, right? Here's your mag. These are some of the semis in here. AMD, INTC, ADY, TXN, right? They're struggling today. This has been the market leader. When we cycle out that, maybe we come into these names. Software, what do we say? When semis get weak, software finds a bid. Look, these are all up big today. Funny that. These are weak, these are up big. So we're just watching to see where the sector rotation is. If we're seeing weakness in software, all right, in software and in semis, then that's probably a risk-off market. And if you look at the broader market, if you're looking at the S&P right now, well, healthcare, weak. We don't have this in the NQ. Energy, weak. Again, not in the NQ. Cumulus defensive, weak. Again, not in the NQ. All right, so we're seeing weakness in some of these S&P kind of names. Same as the DJ, right? So industrials, it's important to know what you're trading. You have to understand what you're trading, and then you can look for where the sector rotation has taken place. All right. So, but like an easy example, right? We just go to Meta. If we're thinking about like the mag for the year, because we used to look at the mag and we still look at the mag, but is Meta making all-time highs? No, it's nowhere near, right? It is nowhere near. All right. Guess what has been? I mean, look at this run. Guess what's going to look like that? All right, very simple. Semis are getting the bid right now. That's where the money's gone. The money's gone into semis. Plus, they're getting upgrades. If you just watch the news, they're getting constant upgrades right now. All right, back into the top of this box again. So, like I said, range traders probably having fun right now. It's my idea of a nightmare. Have I heard of Rob Smith? I haven't. I mean, that's the most common name ever. I love trading range. These feels like there is much easier stop placements. I would agree with that, Charlie. That is the one thing I would say on a range. I find it really hard to trade range. I don't know why. I just really struggle with it. But it's pretty easy, isn't it? You long the bottom, you put your stop under a wick. You take your profit at the top, you sell the top, you probably put your stop over this. The reason I find it hard is because I understand we're building liquidity here, and I know at some point everyone in this range is going to get destroyed. It's almost like I wish I didn't know. You know, I wish I didn't know, but I do, and it gets in my head. It stops me pulling the trigger. I'm just going to turn the aircon off. I'll stay with you here a little bit longer into lunch. Office space buildings, that was it. Commercial real estate, that's what I want to move into. Mr. Big Balls is back on Bookmap. Is it? Look, you're going to lift it now. It's spent so long doing this. There's your second. There's a fail to break lower. This looks good now. I mean, this is what my bias would be for the day. You know it was. I was trying to position long here to do it, but I'm out of time now. You're into lunch. I hope it goes for you guys who are still long. Is Spectre ready or not? It's not. Look, guys, I'm not going to hold it back from you. The moment NinjaTrader approve it, it will be available for sale. It doesn't make any sense for me to not give it to you. I'm not trying to stop you having it. Put in a trade, Quick Lanta. Well, we've already traded over 100 points here and some money here. So are you here for me to hold your little willy? Do you want me to hold it for you, little baby? You need me to hold it for you? Fuck off, clown. You loser. Oh, you need me to put trade to help you put trade? You need me to do it to help you? Oh, I'm sorry. Clown show. Absolute clown show. Add past 440. If you base over range now, yeah. I mean, they might come a bit deeper for you. If you base over this, this is what we were looking for earlier, right? So we talked about this. This move here. Oh, I better do what you say because you're on YouTube watching me. I better do what you say. Get out of it, man. What is the 40 momentum range time frame? I don't know what you mean. John B, I really like the course. So helpful. Awesome to be in the Discord. Thank you, Alex. You're welcome, dude. In the Discord, do you talk about other trading opportunities? Yeah, we do. Whether it be in this market, in the future markets, or swing markets. Like we said, we're long in a lot of stuff together in Discord at the moment. What GEX indicator is it? It's called Tanuki. You'd have to pay for it. Yeah, look at the rip now that you were thinking the short. This is why I don't trade range, all right? Because my bias is upside, and I know once they build out enough, we just talked about it, someone's going to get hurt. That's my bias. Like I said, I positioned for it once, I added in, I stopped out on the runner, and it's now doing the move that we talked about all morning. Rewind the tape to here, we talked about this move. This is the exact move we talked about. So I'd be watching this here. I'd be watching into 50s, because that's your value area high for the session. And then 70s, and then honestly probably new all-time highs. Let me just check the liquidity up there for you guys, see how many people are caught. Yeah, you have some imbalances as we come into here. All right, some imbalances at 50 and 67s, and you get through that. This is where the players are caught. All right, the buyers are caught up here. These big lots are caught up here to 90s. So I'd say basically, I can't really draw this out, but tough over lunch. But if they were willing to hold the top side of this, this becomes available. You want to be trimming some through these imbalances. This is the trade I'd be looking for if you're adamant on it holding. But it needs, I would want it to hold the top sides of 20s. Now, the danger with that is technically you need to risk the lower side of that range, which I fucking cannot stand with the way that it's built there. But that's potentially the play for you for an upside lift if they're willing to do it. Again, the key thing is the chips. Are they willing to hold and find a bid? They've struggled a bit today. They're still at 225s. They're not really moving. Let's just check the rotation. Yeah, software's still strong. This thing's trying. Like there's no doubt about it. It's trying to go. It's just struggling. So 50s, then 90s. Alex, Monday is your yellow line, the close of Friday's market. On Mondays is your... Yes, sorry. Yes, the 4 o'clock close, though. Cash close. Last few questions here. How am I doing the live stream for free? I know I ask myself that every day. Do I swing options or stocks? Mainly commons for me, mate. Is the spoofer still there? I haven't seen him. Let me just zoom out. No, can't see it. They're looking to lift this now. You're looking to lift higher. Yeah, you're looking to try and lift it higher here. It looks good. I think you probably get that move. Look, that's the dip. It's just trying to hold this now. There is a good chance to shove this up if they can keep holding. There's an imbalance down to 13s. Like, you wouldn't really want this to trade under 13s. That leaves sellers like a little bit caught. There's a big seller who just came in at 32. So ideally you hold the 32 print. But if not, if you hold 13s, there's a chance for you to hold the runners. Otherwise, the thing that you want to be careful of is a stop run. They swept this. Yeah, they have. You want to be careful of this back down to the other side of range. That's the danger right now. And it's a Friday. I'll remind you, and you're into lunch. Hood is flying. Yeah, like I said, software's all catching a bit. Let's see how much I'm up on Hood now. So I held some core on that. Open up the swing account. There you go. I'm up 30, just under 31% on hood. There you go. Here are my gainers. Apple, 47%. Amazon, 27%. You would have seen some of these yesterday. Oracle, 63%. And I'm looking to add into this. AMD, I'm holding a tiny bit. I sold more this week again. Need a dip here. 215% almost. SoFi. $15.5. Meta, small winner here on Meta. 10% on Meta. We'll see if we get going. IONQ. $41.5. USAR. Look, I'm just telling you my portfolio now. You can make a fucking note of these for free, can't you? USAR, just under 10%. ARK. Is it ARK or ARKX? 13%. Pulling back a little bit on this little penny stock we're long in, or small cap. Still looking healthy. Nike starting to go green now. Right, all of those. All of those were given in Discord and notified every single one of those. Put a trade on! Put a trade on! Please put a trade on for me. No, it wasn't a reaction to you at all, my friend. It's more just showing like markets moving. Markets are moving out there. Do you get Discord from doing the course? Yeah. Do the beginner to advanced course, you get Discord included. You started in December last year, Paul? With me or just in general? Oh, you didn't know there was prop firm for swings? Yeah. Trade the pool. I've never done it, but like I know that they do it for swing accounts. I know they have swing accounts. They probably don't have, I don't know if they have futures for swing accounts, but certainly they have swing accounts available for commons. There'll be smaller accounts. Where am I watching the finals? Probably at mine with a bunch of friends. I'm about to make some calls this morning. You keep asking the same thing. I don't know what this question is. What is 40 momentum range and time frame? I don't know what you are talking about. I'm really sorry, Val. No idea. All right, folks. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I will see you same time Monday, right? We go again Monday. Look out for the newsletter. I'll make sure that newsletter is, we're not doing a giveaway. You're nowhere near enough likes. Make sure you're signed up for that newsletter. It's free. It costs you absolutely nothing. We'll go over everything in that. You have, I don't know, like 5 or 6 days left for this new Apex sale with the bundles where you can buy it all in once. Lucid as well, still 50% off. If you want to support the stream, code FZT. I do this for free. You use my code. It helps me do this for free. It pays for my assistant wife to bring me coffees in the morning, right? And I'll see you all on Monday. Hopefully I won't be crying after a hard weekend watching the football, as a lot of you guys seem to be adamant on making sure we lose, but hopefully not. Have a good weekend all. I wish you well. Make sure, we always talk about this every weekend, okay? Make sure you get off the charts, right? It's just a job. That's all this is. It's a job. Some of you, it's a secondary income. Some of you are still learning. Some of you, it's a hobby. Some of you, it's your main income. But no matter what it is, it's just a job. It's not more important than family, friends, doing things that make you happy. If you stop doing things that make you happy, this will make you very, very miserable. I'll leave you on that note. Peace and love, everyone. I'll see you Monday morning. Trade safe. Use hard stops.